Hello everyone, welcome to Onyx Earth Tarot. Everything you need to know about me is in the description box below. So we are back with another pick a card reading. It is timeless, not love-based. We're gonna get some messages from Spirit. I've been promising this reading. I've been trying to do this reading. I've been getting delayed doing this reading. So we are gonna see what you don't see coming, what you need to know now, and it's all about good news and blessings. So the fun thing about this video is I was already planning the video again for weeks because I'm like, let's redo it. I did it in the spring, it's gonna be fall, so let me do it. Well, last time I did this reading, I feel like I know it was spring, it was Aries season, but it was also like it was like either a new moon or full moon along that Aries Libra axis, which the nodes are currently transiting, so it could be this huge collective energy. So I've been getting delayed doing this reading. As you can see, the short totally different, even the nails are different. It's a different reading because I did it a while ago to support this thumbnail, and I think I was meant to do this around this full moon in Aries, this supermoon, so that those of you that do watch and support me real time, thank you so much, that you could get those messages around this time specifically. So some of you may feel like something's time sensitive or something may actually be time sensitive, and we'll get that clarity in this reading today. Otherwise, welcome. This is a timeless message. If you didn't see the other reading, make sure you check that one out as well. I'll try to link that in the description box below. But I'm not gonna dwell any further. I just wanted to point out that this may be time sensitive for a lot of you when you find it, or just if you're watching real time, picking these animal spirit guides. So this is the point in the reading for those of you that may be visually impaired, or if you simply like to make your selection based on me verbally describing the piles. Here we go. Pile 1 is a red cardinal. Pile 2 is a black raven. Pile 3 is the vulture, I guess it's brown and tan. And then pile 4 is the hummingbird, also mostly tan, but some brown on the feathering around the top of the head. So I will give you a moment to make your selection. And if you need more time, go ahead and pause the video. All right, pile 1, my red cardinal. I don't know what order, I can't remember what the order of the thumb is. Some of you may want to select the raven. I was gonna say raven pile, okay? So that was not intentional. That was just something that kind of slipped in. So, but if you did select this red cardinal and you're certain that this is your pile or one of your piles, you're welcome to select more, then this is your reading. So something about straightening things up. I felt like I want to make sure something's in frame, very visible, tidying. I just feel like something about making sure things are neat. So make sure if you need to clean up, clean up. It could be that simple. Could be that simple from your guides. Also, right before I came to this reading, I grabbed my ancestral candle. I felt very called to it, to put it on the table. So here we are, and it is also red. So something about the color red may be very relevant. Maybe you need a red candle. Maybe you see a lot of cardinals. That's why you selected it. Something about red. Maybe that's just a color of confirmation for you in some area of your life. So let's hop right into your pile. So let's see what kind of blessings and what you need to know right now. Just information you need to know, where you're headed, in the transit of the seasons. If you are new here, welcome. I mentioned in the intro and probably in the message for the short, I did this reading in the spring, I think around the time of the Aries Libra moon transits. So make sure you watch that one as well, because there may also be messages there for you. Ironically enough, I think the only animal that the spirit bird that's the same in that thumbnail is also a cardinal. So just like I said, if you're interested, let's see. But I want to see your blessings. I want to see what's coming in for you. I want to see what you need to know, what may be clearing, all of the things. So tell me about my red cardinals, please. You might have been waiting for a while. You may have been experiencing delays. I'm gonna take this one. Okay, so here's the problem. Not a problem, may seem like one to you, pile 1. Okay, my red cardinals, you may have been waiting for something. You may have been experiencing delays. I say that at 222. of your pile, right? Whatever you feel like has been delayed, whatever you feel like you're waiting for, you're tired of waiting, whatever it is, notice I didn't force the card. I kept shuffling, and then there's one right here, very visible. So I'm going to take this one, and then we will take the bottom as well. But be patient. Take what comes to you naturally, not what you may have been chasing, not what you feel like you're rushing towards, feel pressure, anxiety. Ease, peace, flowing to you, okay? Wasp spirit. Well, okay, so you may be seeing wasps. You may be seeing wasps' nests. You may be working with some of these things because it's that time of year. It's almost October, my time. It's fall. It's that witchy energy. So there's a lot of, I do have a lot of people that are of various religions and spiritualities on the channel I interact with often, but there are a lot of witches here. You may be working with that. You may need to work with that if that is your religion, spirituality, practice. I don't know why that came through so prominently. I was also going to say this time of year, people get really experimental. So those of you that are not like that, that are dabbling, I guess a confirmation, but sometimes life stings. So some of you may have gotten a rejection recently or are about to get one. It is for your highest good. You're being placed somewhere much more in alignment with where you're supposed to go, okay? Something about a life stinging, or maybe life has already been rough. Some of you are like, oh no, please, Onyx girl, don't say that. I'm not laughing at you, but I can already feel it, like the stinging in my heart chakra. Like, please don't say it. I can't take any more. Don't worry about it. If this is the energy you're already in, because remember, I read past, present, and incoming energy. I heard, and if you don't know, now you know. Okay, so some of you are characters here, but seriously, like, I read past, present, and incoming energy. So if you've been in this really stingy energy, then know that it is for a reason, and you are going to find out that reason very, very soon, because it isn't a blessing in disguise. So whatever you perceive as negative or hard or rough or all the things, blessing in the disguise. And some of you wasps, especially traditionally, depending on the spiritual practices, represent hidden enemies and such. So you may have those around you, or you may have been forced out of environments where those types of individuals have been historically around you. So just know that whatever is happening or has happened or is about to happen is for your best interest. So let's see what's at the bottom. I can almost barely get it, can't quite grab it. So maybe something that's not quite within your grasp. Look at that, I love it. Be spirit, sweet results await. I said barely, almost to your grasp. Didn't know what it was, and here we are, right? Be spirit, sweet results await. So some of you, something about a nest, the nesting, okay? Something about a nesting, because you've got wasps, you got bees, you got nesting, something about those types. You may be seeing wasps and or bees, okay? But you know, wasps sting, bees, they sting as well, but they also make honey, okay? So the sting is gonna lead to honey. That's what's coming in for you. I did see a lot of people with alternative religion. So I mentioned like people that are into like the occult and all of the things that may be working with wasps and such. I don't know what gods, goddesses work with associated with that. Let me know in the comments. I can't remember right now. I know when we talk about bees, maybe you work with Oshun. It's just certain spiritual practices or witchcraft, all of the things that you may be invested in. I don't know what y'all do. I don't know your religions. It's a lot of y'all here, okay? But yeah, I mean, life stings and sweet results await. The sting was to get you to the honey. Okay, there's a lot of honey coming in. There's some sweetness coming. And I don't know, that made me so happy to see unnaturally. So I'm already picking up on the energy coming in through for you, Pile One. And I just want you to know, air hug for you, energetic hug, send you love, because whatever the sting was has been incoming. And if it's incoming, don't freak out. Near future, it's something that honestly you should already be anticipating with this. Like you'll likely see it coming, right? Even if you've been pretending that you haven't, if this is incoming. But it's gonna lead to much better than you could have ever hoped for. So let me pull from the tarot. I feel like I took a lot longer with those two cards than I needed to. So some of you are really delaying the inevitable. or have been, right? Some of you are delaying the inevitable, or clinging to something that's long gone in some sense, okay? So let me see. Tell me more about my red cardinals. What's the incoming energy? What do they need to know? I didn't even get a chance to figure. It's coming in hot. There's a King of Wands coming in hot. So I don't always associate this with individuals. Some of you, this is a person, right? King of Wands is very masculine presenting, regardless of gender. Just someone that's very fiery, very active. This may be someone coming in to support you in any area of your life. We don't know yet. We just know there's a sting and a sweet result awaits. So this could be someone with some type of offer to help support you in whatever area of life this is predominantly occurring in, okay? But we have this King of Wands coming in very fiery, very passionately. Some of you, it could also be an individual that is creating this energy. So let me pull more. Wands is fire, so that would be actually Aries, Libra, or Sagittarius. And I pause because here's the thing. I'm getting a huge energy of this being a person, but at the same time, it's not going to be that way for all of you. Some of you, this could very well be you. But when I remembered my fire signs, Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius, I mentioned timing may be very much key here, right? So that King of Wands may very well be this supermoon in Aries. I've not gotten that before, but this supermoon in Aries that we're currently stepping into. I don't even think the moon has shifted to Aries yet, but there'll be some peak here associated with it. So past energy, you'll get something associated with that here. Present energy, you'll get something associated with that here, whether it's news, information, confirmation, offerings, rejections, all of the things will be associated with this timing if you're watching this in real time. So if you, again, it's still a timeless message, but by me knowing that some of you, this is very timely, needing it, that King of Wands may be Aries, and it may be associated with this wall, spend this be energy. If that's a personal message for some of you, take it as it resonates. Okay, let me pull my other two. We'll take the bottom, and then I'll get ready with these oracles so we can close it out. Tell me more about what unexpected blessings, unexpected energy. What is my pile one, my red cardinal? What do they need to know? Give me two more cards, please. Again, be patient. You may have been patient waiting for some results of something. Sweet results await. Regardless, whatever happened, sweet results await. I don't know why that word results, because I forgot that was on that card, but I keep hearing results. Okay, so just be mindful of that energy. Now, we talked about clarity. This is maturing energy. So confirmation for those of you where it's present and past energy, maturing energy. You'll get some type of clarity, some type of energy, some type of I don't know, result. It's very general. All of you have a lot going on in maybe various areas of life. I do have those astrology-based oracle decks I'll pull from to see if I can get more clarity, but I just want to tap on to those of you where it may be incoming energy. Don't worry about it. I mean, it is what it is. It's going to be a ripping of the Band-Aid. It's a wound that is already there, regardless of the area of life that I'm talking about, because with this coming in as maturing energy, right? And even this one kind of being slightly upright, it talks about something, the inevitable. Like it's something you probably already know what I'm talking about, right? But we've got the Three of Coins, something working, building, right? So Three of Coins is all about collaboration. So some of you maybe, I don't know why this is so heavy here. So maybe I'm actually getting a lot of indigenous energy, right? So maybe that's what it is, like nature and such. So maybe some of you are doing like outside, connecting with nature. Some of you are gardening. I love that. Some of you are going to actually see results with your garden. That's beautiful. Like your garden, whatever you've been actually planting, and that could actually be like in the womb and all of the things, but you'll see the results you've been looking for. For my witches, you're going to see some stuff go through with whatever you've been practicing or working on or manifesting and whatnot. But it feels like a manifestation, whether we're talking about in the terms of spirit or just like a growth, like an actual garden, like gardening and things like planting. And that could be metaphorically speaking in terms of planting seeds of education, of knowledge, of like looking for a job, of like a relationship, right? All of those things. You'll see some type of result, some type of clarity regarding that. Okay? You definitely will. And I don't know why the energy is coming through in the way that it is, but it just feels very general. So like I said, maybe a lot of people are selecting this specific pile, but it feels very general. And maybe it's by design. Maybe a lot of you are working on whatever you're working on in private. So like, it's like, okay, don't be talking too much, Onyx. Don't talk too much, girl. You don't run your mouth. Like, I don't know. Like, some of you are making moves silently, discreetly building. Because King of Wands and the Three of Coins talks about a collaboration, an effort, a team effort. So it could be working, planning something in surprise that you're trying to like launch that you haven't like, you know, mentioned. But I also feel like this is a collaborative effort with like nature, with like this moon. So some of you have been called to work with this moon. If you are a practitioner of any kind, you're being called to work with this moon. Or if you are, if you have been, you're like something about working. Maybe some of you need to start a garden. You're being called to start a garden. I see some of you. Okay, very specifically. Some of you are being called to like apply for a job or like rely on your network, because Three of Coins is a collaborative network. Like rely on your network to get some type of clarity regarding something. Let me see what's at the bottom. Eight of Swords. Okay, so some of you have been waiting in suspension. I mentioned delaying the inevitable, right? So those of you where this is incoming energy, let's lead with that, because I want you to be prepared. Those of you where it's present or history, we'll get to you. But if this is incoming energy, this ripping the band-aid off of something that maybe you've been avoiding, pretending you don't see with the Eight of Swords, because traditionally that card talks about blindfolding yourself and pretending that you don't see something that actually is, right? Like, again, avoiding the inevitable. I just keep hearing that. Clarity, and it's gonna like, there's gonna be a release. There's gonna be this thing, the ripping of the band-aid, so that you can move forward with something much better, okay? All right, and so some of you, where we're talking about this being present energy, you may still be in that point where you're like getting the band-aid ripped off, but you'll receive the clarity, right? That shows you the why and the potential going forward. Those of you where this is a history, where this wasp spirit, where you know you're like, I've been going through it, please don't tell me something else negative is coming through. I promise you nothing else negative is coming through. You're reaching the sweet results stage. So, you know, this upcoming moon cycle, or just whenever you stumble upon this video, you'll get some type of clarity of where either you've been holding yourself back, or where you've been stuck, or how to move forward after being stuck. Like, something's gonna work out. Like, there's a sweet result coming for you, depending on what stage of this reading you're at. And I say that very intentionally because you have to know where you fall. The story is the same. It's just where you are in the journey, right? So incoming energy means you're stepping into this thing, which will eventually lead you into the sweet results. Present energy, you're feeling this thing, and you know, you're gonna get the clarity that helps you go where you need to go, do what you need to do, so that you can eventually get to the sweet results. And those of you where this thing happened, and you're clearing and you're moving, and you're like, you've gotten the clarity, you've recognized where you are holding yourself back, you are reaching that sweet result stage. So that's what I mean by all of those things. So let's pull these astrology-based oracle decks. Tell me more about my red cardinal. Something about collaboration, teams, people, community, groups could be very relevant here. All right. Tell me more about this blessing. The blessing, I mean, the blessing is a blessing. I know that much. Like, this be spirit, sweet results away. Like, you're going to see something, results with something. You're going to find clarity, you're gonna find peace, you're gonna get out of a hole, you're gonna be unstuck, you're gonna like really see some gains. Okay, so regardless of ripping the band-aid, all of the things, whatever stage you're at, you're gonna get something great. Okay, so I want you to know this is a really positive pile. Okay, tell me more. It feels like Spirit more wants you to know the reasoning behind something, either historically, for those of you where this is past energy, currently that you may be going through, or something you're anticipating. Like you could probably feel a band-aid about to be ripped off for those of you where it hasn't happened yet, okay? And Spirit is kind of giving you the why. Like, okay, so yeah, because we have something better, sweeter, awaiting, okay? So tell me more about my red cardinal. That was the most random card. Way that a card has fallen out before. What is this? Scorpio. Yeah, okay. Let me see if I can. Intensity, exposing, purging, renewing. Something that has been hidden will be revealed with Scorpio in reverse. Some of you, I heard you're not even going to have to wait till Scorpio season when we're talking about results, right? Because we're currently in Libra season, which, because I mentioned the moon cycle, the Aries Libra axis being very relevant here. Ironically enough, that is the axis of self in Aries versus others, war in Aries, and diplomacy of Libra. So those may be key themes since it was timely in which I'm talking about this reading. But we talk about the Scorpio energy being in reverse. It talks about change, transition, and a pause, right? So that's that 8 of Swords energy, that pause, Scorpio in reverse, of not purging something, clinging, stale, not allowing things to transition as they should, right? Also talks about delays, right? At 8 of Swords, Scorpio reverse, that's a delay. Something that has been delayed is going to move forward, for better, for worse. Because some of you, I say for better, for worse, good and bad. It may not feel not good, but it's for the best. Others of you, if you've been waiting to move beyond something, especially if you've been in a sting, like if a sting historically happened and you've been trying to move past it, here we are. Right? That blockage is clearing. And again, with this being in reverse and us being in Libra season, I mentioned the current moon cycle being relevant. For those of you watching this real time, you're not going to have to wait beyond Scorpio season. Those of you watching this in a timeless sense, you're not going to have to wait beyond the next season. So like whatever season you're in, it's not even going to take the next season, right? Astrologically speaking, to do so. So for example, if you're watching this in Leo season, then Virgo season, by the end of Virgo season, this will have cleared for the best. Okay, let me get one more. I'll take the bottom. Tell me more about the blessings coming in for my pile 1, my red cardinal. I want to know more about the actual blessing. Okay, okay, I asked about the actual blessing and look what I got. I'll take this in a second. Very relevant to this collaborative team energy here, this community-based energy, but you've got this Taurus energy. So now we got Scorpio Taurus axis. Ooh, look at y'all. I love this for you. We're talking about actual honey. We're talking about the sweetness, the actual bees harvest. So bees and wasps are very workable, collaborative 3 of coins energy. So if we're talking about jobs, because a lot of you are asking about jobs and work specifically because of this worker bee building wasp energy. Okay, I'm actually laughing because I want to take a second before I talk about this axis. And there's a story coming. Somebody was like, wasps are so useless. At least with bees, you get honey at the end. What are wasps even working towards? It's like you left a wasp nest, ooh, or are leaving a wasp nest to go to a bee's nest, where there's actually productivity, where there's actual results for whatever you're working towards working on. And I'm not even like, I got a huge like professional energy, but it could truly just be a community, like groups of people you're surrounded by, like a friend group. It could be a relationship. It could be anything. It's just that this collaborative energy made me feel like, you know, work. So those of you where you're selecting that, like, this is your confirmation, like sweet results, leaving a wasp nest to go to a bee's nest. Okay. And what gave me that clarity is the Scorpio Taurus axis of money, right? Other people's money, Scorpio, your money, Taurus. So you'll be able to focus on your money. If you've been giving, overextending your money in any sense, or your talents, your efforts, your assets, then in any sense, this is why I said stop purely career. You're gonna not have to do that anymore. Okay. And then the Scorpio reverse talks about a blocked inheritance. So if you've been, if someone's been blocking any inheritances, because again, community, collective could also be family, generational energy. If someone's been blocking your inheritance, you'll see that. If you but this is also releasing debts. So if you've been in debt, You'll see some money come in with Taurus, right? This is all about releasing debts, this too right here, okay? And getting your money together, and even especially and not relying on other people's money, for better, for worse. Like if you've been relying on other people's money, you're not going to have to. You're going to have your own money, right? If somebody's been blocking your money, you're not going to need their money anymore because you're going to have your own money, right? Now, what is this here? Opposition. I mentioned that with that wasp. There's people around or that have been around that are not don't have your best interest in mind, and they have been purged or are being purged so that you don't, you know, have to live like that. Especially since it seems like a lot of you are actually blind or pretending not to realize those things, okay? But opposition says imbalance, a point of tension, and a power struggle. I'm not gonna lie, that full moon in Aries seems like it's gonna expose a lot of things for you, Power One. It does. It feels like it's gonna expose that, especially as it relates to your career, your money, community, collective efforts, okay? And I'm like, and it's like, well, what's the blessing? Some of you, I'm not even gonna, this feels like my darker pile with the wasp. The fact that you got the wasp first lets me know, like, some of you are like, yes, karma. That's hilarious. But like also an energy of results. B and Taurus, asset energy, right? And it says trust, patience, and sensuality. So patience, something you've been waiting for, something that's been opposition with you, something you've been struggling through. Okay, cardinal energy, you can't make it up, right? Aries, Cancer, Libra, Capricorn. So if you're watching it in real time, you know we got through talking about this axis because this is the axis of the moon cycle, right? The full moon in Aries during Libra season. So could be real time. Like I said, I mentioned this reading was time sensitive because I did not feel like, y'all, I love y'all dearly, and I'm improving my scheduling. You've noticed over the last couple of months of the way that I've been posting, but I was like, maybe I'll wait until next week because I got stuff to do. But like, I felt like really anxious that I needed to get this reading out for you guys. So, you know, there's something I was like, move on it. So some of you may have something you need to move on quickly, or you may be feeling pressured to move on something quickly. And this is saying to pause until you have clarity, you know, whatever it is. But a cardinal energy is an initiating energy. It does say instigation, bravery, and a pioneering spirit. Something's about to pop off. Something's about to start very, very soon for you, for the best. Right? So like I said, even those of you where you're stepping into the stinging energy, it's the initiation of getting you to that bee's nest where the sweet results await. Like, it's going to be so amazing. You're going to look back at this thing like, oh, I needed that. Thank goodness I got that, because look at where I'm at. Like, I would never have gotten to this bee's nest because I was the Eight of Swords, blindfolded, holding myself back, right? That's how you're going to feel. All right. Some of you may not be ready for this message. I got a little hoarse. I've been drinking water and tea all day, y'all, because I've been doing better. I've been doing a lot better. Okay. So let me see. Tell me more about my red cardinals. Ooh, it's a lot. Nothing will come of the situation. Some of you are clinging so bad and you're trying so hard to stay in something. Nothing will come of the situation. It's time to move on. Some of you may be comfortable and you feel like you're in a comfortable, stable situation, and you're like, there's no wasp energy here. You don't even realize, okay? Tell me more about my pile one, my red cardinal. Tell me about my red cardinal. See, what did I talk about? Look at that. Let it come to you. There's something you don't have to chase anything. Don't chase anything. Anything that's like chasing you down, let it go, because you don't have to chase anything, right? Let it come to you, and that's gonna lead you to the honey, okay? Ooh, emotions are running high. We have a super moon. This full moon in Aries, those of you real time, it is a super moon. If you're finding this in a timeless sense, don't overreact to me using times. This energy is an analogy for the energy surrounding you. So this is an actual transit during the time of me filming the video, but those of you where it's not, the transit energy is lingering around you, or maybe it affected you, or maybe something that happened during these transits, right, led you to where you are now. Time to reflect on that. But emotions are running high. Something's about to pop off. Okay. So, and again, some of you, it's literally just you manifesting like the things you've been wanting, right? Especially after a lot of hardship and struggle. I want one more before I take the bottom. Emotions are running high. So it is actually a super moon that we're filming this during. So, okay, 2 more. I'll take both of them. The end of a tough cycle approaches. I told you, nothing to be afraid of. The end of a tough cycle approaches. So full moon Capricorn. I did mention a lot of you, this could be career based, right? Career and social status based, because that is the 10th house. It also talks about Saturn. I mentioned karma, right? Technically, I think Aries Libra axis rules karma, because we talk about karmic justice. Libra is ruled by justice energy, diplomatic energy, and then Mars, Aries is like war. So justice, I mean, whatever that means for you, wherever it falls, whatever you're waiting for or working towards, that's what you're gonna see, okay? But it does say emotions are running high and the end of a tough cycle approaches. It's almost over, especially those of you where it is something. And look, there's my appointment. I got an appointment coming up. So give me a second. Ooh, and like it had, listen, the alert came as soon as I was talking about things popping off in a timely manner. Listen, let me turn that down. I've got time to close this out, because I'm about to close this out. I'm on my second to last deck, but it says a new start is coming. New moon. So by the next new moon, you'll have that fresh start you're looking for. You'll have the actual results, okay? But you have emotions running high, end of a tough cycle approaches, a new start is coming. You're being encouraged to a new start, regardless of if you want it. That's where you're being led. Whether you don't want it or not, it's really what you need, Power One. I'm gonna be honest with you. That's what you need. Something about that wasp nest versus that bee's nest, okay? Fresh start, new moon is actually cardinal energy, brand new. That's where you need to be looking, brand new, okay? Look at this. Full moon in Libra. A win-win outcome is forecast. I normally turn my volume down. You do not hear my appointments, okay? Sometimes you do every now and then, but right now, I don't know. I was like, let me hurry up and just start these readings. Let me start these piles, because I don't have time for this, but let me do it because that's what I'm supposed to be doing. That's the energy I'm in right now. So full moon in Libra, a win-win outcome is forecast. And we talk about things working out for the best for you. Win-win outcome, okay? But you have to do what you need to do. But it talks about karmic justice. It talks about things balancing out for better, for worse. If you resist, you're going to be more chaos. The reality is, if you resist, more chaos. But if you move forward with this cardinal new energy, you'll see some rewards. But I mentioned that karmic justice. You've got Capricorn, Saturn, karma energy. You've got Libra literally on the table now, which is oh, you know what, you probably for sure need to go back and watch any of the piles, not specifically this one, but any of the piles from that previous reading. I think it was the full moon in Libra that I did that around, because that would have been Aries season. So something from Aries season, because full moon in Libra happens then, okay? Could be boom boom. I don't know. I don't know. I really don't know. It's so ominous. So I don't know. I have to leave it there. Let me find the themes. Because I am a detailed reader, but I do have to go. Okay, career, social status here. Karmic justice with the Capricorn energy, Saturn, 10th house themes. Blockages with that Scorpio, Pluto, 8th house themes. That Scorpio, Taurus axis actually. So 2nd house, 8th house themes. Anything initiating, period, the end, all of the cardinal signs, but specifically Aries and Libra, because you got Libra actually here twice, and it is Libra season. And then this is the full moon in Libra, which mentions Aries here. Yeah, some of y'all are real time sensitive. It's a lot of time sensitive information here, energy here, okay? But a win-win outcome is forecast, balancing of a scale, okay? All right, so let me close this out. All right. Tell me, what did I do in my last time I did this? I'm going to do a what you need to know and a advice. That's what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to do it that way. Let's see. So give me a general card for what they need to know and then one for advice. I'll do that in each pile. All right. Just like that. What you need to know, I'm going to take the bottom one for that because they're like the hidden. So what you need to know versus advice. And the sun is coming out even more. So I don't know if you saw that, but I did. So this is what you need to know. Duality. Look at that balancing of the scales. I don't know what's going on. Like, tell me in the comments what's happening for you. Something is but duality talks about a balance. Okay. Number 31 may be relevant. And then we've got, y'all, I cannot even make this up. Balancing up the scales. Because I was looking at duality like, why am I saying that? I guess because I already had Libra, but body balance. Balancing of the scales, y'all. Yin and yang energy, right? Yin on one side, yang on the other. What is happening? So what you need to know and your advice, you balance your body. Like, you make sure you're taking care of your needs. Those of you, especially after a sting, right? Make sure you're nourishing yourself, taking care of yourself, finding balance. You need to find balance within yourself, right? And you need to ground your energy so that you can make the best decisions and use discernment and all of the things. That's really your advice. But what you need to know is you've got scales, scales, scales. All right. Okay, something happened and I knocked the camera and all kinds of other weird stuff. So this is all about balance. Okay, body balance, duality, Libra, scales of justice. Things are balancing out in fairness for you. If you feel like historically, past, present, incoming energy, I was talking about when it paused. So time sensitive energy of if you've been waiting or wherever you fall, if brand new energy, sorry, I'm rushing because I have to go. But brand new energy, if this is incoming, this thing is about to happen, those of you, about 6 months, right? Because we went from the Aries energy to the Libra energy. That's about, I think, 6 months. Sorry, the angle's a little bit weird because I need to close it out and I'll come back for the other piles. But 6 months before you see yourself really stepping into this honey, sweetness era of a great energy, a situation, outcome for you. Those of you where it's present energy, 6 months from whatever the sting, right? Past energy about 6 months from whatever the sting, right? Because for full fruition of the cycle, because it feels like a karmic cycle being closed. And I don't like to scare people with those terms. It's not about anybody being punished or anything like that. It's just a karmic cycle of growth, development, and lessons, right? So duality, body balance says you need to know to find balance, to be dual in nature, right? Yin and yang energy, good, bad, dark, white, all of the stuff, like dark and light energy, right? You need to balance your dark and light energy, but you also need to do so physically, right? Make sure you're taking care of yourself, especially after a sting, after a hardship, and all of the things. But what you need to know, the blessing coming in is the scales of karmic justice balancing, you getting what's owed to you, better and worse, honestly, because karmic energy is not, it's neutral. Okay, it really is neutral. So if you've just been through hardship, you're going to have a blessing coming soon. If you've been through a lot of blessings, especially, I don't know, just something about the energy feels like that wasp and bee balance. I mean, you know what I'm talking about if you're in the pile. It just feels like things will be balanced, a win-win. Scales of justice are balancing, okay? So I'm going to get ready to close this out. Let me be nosy and see what's at the bottom. Power. That's Marie Laveau. Number 1, initiating cardinal energy, some power, right? So you're about to step into your power, or you're about to see your power. And when I say that, I don't mean just from like those of you dabble, witchy, spell stuff, whatever you're doing. You're religious. Some of you are about to really step into a faith energy of really believing in your higher power, whatever religion, spiritual practices you believe in. Just because you're going to see results from that, you're going to see your prayers be answered, regardless of your religion. Others of you, you're going to see where you're being really pushed to be closer to a higher power, a higher source. And it doesn't have to be the alternative religions. I know read tarot, but those of you in the Abrahamic faith, right? Islam, Christianity, you're going to be closer to God during this time and even after, because this will be kind of a spiritual awakening for you, or has been. But you're going to see lots of blessings related to your money, your career, the people that you're surrounded by, and just your power in general, okay? Physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual. So I'm going to close it out right now. That is all for you. That is all I have for you today, Pile 1. Hopefully it resonated. If it did, please like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you can stay in the know on the content we post here on this channel. Thank you for watching. All right, pile 2. So let's see what you don't see coming. What's the title? Look, I'm like, what's the title? Oh, look at that. But you have what you don't see coming, what you need to know now, good news and blessings coming in for you. So the reason why I'm like not completely prepared for this reading is because I was not gonna do it today. I'm not gonna lie, procrastinating a little bit. So maybe that's something that you're doing. But like I had all kinds of other things doing, like that I was doing and focused on. So it's like, maybe I'll start doing readings again next week. And like, I just felt like not right until I sat down to start. So yeah, I'm gonna get this reading out. There is a short that I filmed like a couple of weeks ago. I mentioned in Power like literally different nails and everything, just because it's not even the same timeline, but the messages may be for the same timeline. And if you skip the intro, like a lot of you do, which is fine, the thing about this timing is some of you, this is a time sensitive message, and others of you, this will still be timeless, and it may still be timeless for you in the future. You come back, pick a different pile, all the things. But right now, I feel like I remembered that the previous reading that I'm copying this from, it's on the community page. I put it to the top of the community page so you would see. And I also, I'm going to try to remember to link it in the description box so that you can go back on that one if you didn't see it for the first time, or if you want to go back and pick another pile. Because something about the seasons, like Aries, Libra, axis, which the nodes are in, is relevant for some of you, right? Like, I don't know if you're manifesting or if you just, because like I know everybody gets freaked out because I have all of the different religions in the pile, because I know some of you are very like Abrahamic religion, like Christianity and Islam, and I work with all of you. And then I also have my like witchy people that like celebrate all of the pagan occult type stuff, and it's a home for everybody. It's a place for everybody. So everybody's gonna get their message there. But if you've been praying for something, manifesting something, or if you've just been physically like laboring towards something, that just seems to be a timeline for those of you where this is not a timeless message. All right. At the bottom of your reset, and this is a clear reset, it's been a few hours since I started the reading. Transformation is beautiful. The butterfly spirit. So you may be seeing butterflies. That just may be a relevant message for you. I am going to put it back and reshuffle, because I want to do so with the intention. You did select the Black Raven, which is interesting. I'm using the Raven's Tarot. At the bottom of your reset, you've got Lovers. So transformation could be romantic, could be communication based, because this is Gemini, third house, localized energy. So this could be regarding a relationship for some of you. Transformation of such, for better, for worse. Others of you, this could be incoming energy, like something coming in. Because the only reason I picked this up was because of the bird you selected. I feel like I'm gonna have a lot to say in this pile. I don't know. We're gonna get to it. So if you made it past all of my ramblings, or if you just scroll past me, then let's get into your pile for my ravens. I don't know. There's a certain antsy energy that I'm having today because of the readings. I don't know if it's the full moon energy, but because I'm not gonna lie to y'all, I was vibing. I was drinking my full moon tea, like, because I was like, I have like herbal blends. So maybe you're a tea drinker, but like I had this herbal blend that I was drinking. I was relaxed. I was like taking my time with my work, and then boom, it was like, oh no, you need to do a reading today. Absolutely today. And I was like, wow, today? Yes, today. All right, so let's do it. All right, my Raven, tell me what we need to know about my Black Raven pile and pile 2. What don't they see coming, right? What do they need to know? Good news and blessings for my pile number 2. It's you. You're the pile. Okay, so go to the community page if you're new. Like if this is the first time you're discovering my readings, there's a lot of messages for you apparently. Like go to my community page. Especially if you're finding me real time, I have a lot of dragonfly messages. You may be able to search by dragonfly, but like I have dragonfly messages here. for you. And it says truth transcends illusion, number 22. So we got butterfly, we got dragonfly, like flies, maybe what you're seeing. I love how each pile so far already has like a designated like type of animal spirit. You got dragonfly, that's you, okay? And butterfly so far. So let's see what's at the bottom. Koala spirit. Spirit has a plan. All right. Truth transcends illusion. Spirit has a plan. Definitely watch the collective message, because I had to watch it today when I uploaded it just to make sure there wasn't anything chaotic in it. But spirit has a plan. Truth transcends illusion. All is not as it seems. I just want you to know that. That's very important message for you, Pile 2. Doesn't matter what it looks like right now. Doesn't matter what things seem like right now. Everything is not as it seems. Spirit has a plan. Things are being orchestrated all ominously in the background of your life. And I said that at 5 minutes, 55 seconds into your pile. So I love this energy coming in, okay? It's gonna be okay if transformation feels scary. Pay attention to the situations where you're seeing dragonflies. Like some of you may go to the zoo, have been to the zoo, have seen a koala, may live in an area or culturally ancestral land may be home to the koala, right? That's some spirit guides right there following you. That's some messages, okay? Spirit has a plan and everything is alignment with the plan. Like if you feel out of alignment, you're not, okay? You're not. So let me see. Tell me more about my pile 2. What do they need to know? What's coming in for them? Tell me about pile 2's good news and blessings. My Raven pile. Tell me about my Black Raven. Tell me about my Black Raven. So one thing I want to point out, I can see energy shifting just in general, but if you, things are an illusion. So if some of you with very good sight, you can see right here, right? You can see that wave of that shadow. That is the flame from my ancestral candle, okay? So it feels like and like I mentioned that koala spirit earlier, like it feels like something you can't quite see all of the energy that is shifting around you, right? You can't see God's plan depending on, regardless of your religion, you can't see everything that God is moving, right? There's a candle here that technically you can't see the flame, right? But here's all this energy floating across the table of the shadow of that energy. Like it's almost like you can't quite see, but like there's an energy flowing, right? There's a shadow of an energy. Like you may sense things moving. You may have a feeling. Yeah. All right. That's just a message. All right. So let me, so here's the mediumship. So this is definitely my ancestral call. So let me tell you why. Because right now, what I am getting for you, Pile 2, one of you has an ancestor. And it really isn't. I'm feeling both masculine and feminine presence. And there is someone that rambles, tells stories. I don't know who that is. If you feel comfortable telling me, there is a person that tells stories. Like, I don't know if it's just the lessons, it's about lessons, but they tell stories, they ramble, and they rarely get to the point. We're connecting really well because I can be that way myself. But like whoever this ancestor, this spirit guide is, they ramble, they rarely get to the point. But there's a lot of, like, I don't know if there's a lot of energy, there's a lot of speaking, okay, for this pile. So let me see. Tell me. I heard you don't know what you're talking about. So, and I'm not, like, not me, like you, Pile 2. Like something about, like, I don't know if you're questioning something or you're overreacting to something or you're underreacting to something, but truth transcends illusion. Like something you're not quite seeing clearly, right? Okay. Let me see. Tell me more about my Pile 2. I feel like I got a lot of like energy, okay, coming through, and I'm like not struggling with this energy that stepped in. Okay. We got the Eight of Swords. There's a holding back. So if you're hesitating on something, I'm going to see what that is. Ace of Coins. Okay, Eight of Swords, Ace of Coins. There's a new beginning you're holding yourself back from, out of fear, out of just resistance overall. Queen of Wands. You may have wanted to pick out one. If you wanted to, that would make sense. That would make sense. And then, okay. All right. Four of Swords reverse. I'm gonna have to see. I'm gonna have to see, because there's two polarities here. And that would make sense why you're confused. Because some of you need to do one thing and the others of you need to do the exact opposite as that group. Sorry, I'm like shifting things in the background out of my way. And maybe that's something you need to do or that you're trying to do. We're going to dig and see what we can find, because right now, truth transcends illusion. Spirit has a plan. You're either actively holding yourself back from something you need to move towards, or you need to actively hold yourself back from something because it's not what it seems. All right. So there's a new beginning. There's a new start that will either help your healing or reverse it with the Four Swords, right? Four Swords talks about healing, recovery, rest. This is something in reverse. It's the opposite of that. So some of you, there's a start that if you take this, whatever this opportunity is, could be related to absolutely anything. Could literally just be your life and just where you live. It could be romance space. We did get those hints. It could be a connection. It could be career. It could be academic, anything, whatever it is. There's an opportunity or a fresh start that's not really one with the Four of Swords reversed. Okay. I do see you have a fresh start coming in genuinely with the Ace of Coins, and that things I'm getting with the truth transcends illusion and Spirit has a plan. I'm getting a need to be patient. It feels like you're patient in all the wrong ways and active in all the wrong ways. For now, Hermit. Okay. Stay put. Okay. For now. Listen. Okay. You have the Hermit. Right? Talks about healing and day-to-day life and isolation and your work, right? Like not necessarily career, work. Let me move because it's that time of day where the sky is shifting. Hermit is Virgo energy. It is attention to detail. It seems like you may lack that right now, and discernment, right? Nitpicky things. So stay put, okay? And let me tell you why. Because there's something, if you act too much in haste, because this is a slow moving pile. That's why I'm like whatever energy is stepped in is not getting to the point. It may also be your confusion as well that's stepping into the pile. Is just don't make any decisions until you're sure, right? We have that attention to detail, that discernment energy. If you're not sure, the answer is already no, right? If you're not sure, the answer is already no, at least temporarily, right? There's no need to rush, because right now there's either a sense of holding oneself back or fear of doing so. So kind of maybe abruptly taking a step backwards that appears to be a step forward, right? Whatever, there's some of you feel like you're going to take a step forward, but it could potentially actually be a step backwards, right? Like it may be a step forward physically, but it'll be a step back mentally, emotionally, in terms of your overall experience on the earth plane, right? So Spirit has a plan. Do not do anything out of illusion with a lack of clarity. That's the advice that you need right now. The beauty is the blessing that's coming through for you, if you kind of really use your discernment and you listen to Spirit, is healing and actual opportunities for improvement of one's self, health, wellness, all of the things, because that sixth house energy of health and wellness, right? Of day-to-day life. Like you'll have a really good, peaceful day-to-day life. Okay. Some of you may be feeling stuck in the mundane. Some of you may be bored, right? You're bored and you're stuck in a day-to-day routine and you want something to shake it up. But whatever it is that you're contemplating or is about to step in first, right, is something that is not, it's kind of like be careful what you wish for, right? Like you may be a little too relaxed, at peace, but if you take something just for the sake of getting out of the mundane day-to-day routine task, out of quote unquote boredom, you may throw yourself into chaos unintentionally. Okay, that is what it is, right? Truth transcends illusion. Spirit has a plan. You're not quite ready yet with the Four of Swords reverse. So let me pull from these astrology-based oracle decks. I don't even know what's going on. Like, why is this shuffling like this? And why is this right there? So, like, I'm going to take these two and see what's at the bottom just because, one, I feel like we've already been kind of dragging. And, oh, that's what Spirit wants me to do. The sun just corrected itself out of the way. You're going to try to do one thing. And then something that is actually what you're supposed to be doing is going to flip upright right in front of you. If you were paying attention just now to my shuffle, I couldn't get a good quiet shuffle. I was trying to move, I was trying to be active, I was trying to control the cards, and then it was like, no, you don't need to shuffle these two, right? And I'm going to see what's at the bottom in a second, but you have House 8, transformation, karma, facing fears, and legacy. There's an inheritance of some sort coming in for you, right? And I don't mean necessarily monetary. Some of you, it could be, but there's something that you've been waiting for, whether you realize you've been waiting or not. Like if you've been healing and working on yourself and self-improvement, it got really cool just now. The sun completely shifted. I work by natural light for this very reason, to help, to allow the elements to support my readings. But there's a transformation happening right now that is kind of due to you. That's why it has the word karma. Now, this is Scorpio energy. It is Plutonian energy, where a transformation, a death of some sort, or rebirth of some sort is necessary to be in alignment with this plan. Okay. And then you've got Mercury, which actually rules that Hermit card. It says think, learn, network, and communicate. Now, Mercury talks about just your intellect, your discernment, your attention to detail, your ability to communicate, to speak, right? To know what you want and without. It's all about the mind here. There's a lot of mental energy here. Notice you've got 2 swords cards, as well as the one major arcana you've got is ruled by the sign of Mercury, right? Thinking, right? Some of you need to, because this is about mental imprisonment, and this is as well because it's a lack of healing. Some of you need to stop overthinking. That's also ruled by that Hermit card. Some of you need to pull back and just allow yourself to be guided naturally. Like what feels right? What makes you feel trapped? What makes you feel like you're in chaos? And then go the other way of that, right? That's the advice from Spirit, okay? But you've got some knowledge coming in. You've got an inheritance of some sort coming in, something that is owed to you, something that is due to you. And I say owed, like not like you necessarily did something or went through something. That's possible, but it is something that was already for you, that was always for you, that you were always meant to step into, right? Ah, look at that beautiful sun coming back out. Look how bright the table is getting. Something that was always meant for you, that is coming in, that is stepping in for you right now, at this point of you getting the reading. And if you're open and you're receptive to it, if you don't try to cling to things that feel like you should, like that are familiar, right? That may, because some of you, I feel like what you're trying to do is the most logical thing. And it's not about what's logical. It's about what feels right, what's best for your health, whether we're talking physical health, mental health, a combination, right, of the two. At the bottom, yeah, we've got Jupiter. Let me see if I can, yeah, grow and expand Jupiter. We're rolling with this lighting for now because I don't really want to put a light on. Grow and expand. So Jupiter is ruled, it's a planet ruled by the sign of Sagittarius. It's 9th house energy. Okay, it is spiritual ascension. It's growth. It's abundance. and, you know, spirit has a plan alongside of that, it feels like an energy where it's bigger than you. Okay, it's bigger than you. Your scope of vision is a little too narrow. The plan in question has more to do with the greater good than just you. It's not just about you and what you want and where you want to go and how you want to live. There's things that you're meant to do and accomplish that kind of impact other people's life paths. Okay. Some of you may be trying to take the easy way out. I heard. Okay, let me pull from this other deck. You got some blessings coming in for sure. We're going to see what it is. We are going to see what it is. I'm actually on my last deck, ironically enough. And I may have to pick up another deck just because I want to get you some more specifics. But Spirit really wants to focus on your advice for now and like what you should be doing. Let me sit with this. Okay, so you have to be open to change. Okay, being open to change is going to lead to the most expansive, beneficial outcome. Jupiter rules luck. The thing that's going to bring you the most luck is the thing that's most different from what you're comfortable with and familiar with. Okay, so if this Ace of Coins is something that's familiar, that just feels like what you're used to, you're being called to not do that, right? Now, that said, if you're holding yourself back from something that's new because it's scary, because it's different, right? Then you're being called to go for it because you're meant to step into something that's going to challenge you mentally, right? Spiritually. Not something that's going to harm you now, because Four of Swords in reverse is a blockage, right? So let's see. I hope we get you some clarity. Let me see. Tell me more about my pile 2. What's the blessing coming in from my pile 2s, please? All right. Your commitment is being tested. First quarter moon. Love that helps me, the reader, because there's so many polarities coming through. This is polarity, right? Because some of you are being told to do the opposite thing as the other people in the group. First quarter moon, though, your commitment is being tested. So what's happening is, I feel like this may have been, okay, first quarter, it's only the beginning. So here's the thing. If you're stepping into something completely new, remember I mentioned completely new, totally new. First quarter, right? We talk about quarters as timelines, right? Very beginning, early stages. Not even halfway there. You're being asked to stick with what's halfway there. Like you're being asked to do the thing that's brand spanking new. Now, if you're trying to step into something familiar, that would be technically like a fourth quarter moon, something you've been doing a while, that you're most comfortable with, all of those things. You're asked to not try to shift back to that energy, okay? Because again, your commitment is being tested. How committed are you to your growth, your ascension, your healing, your well-being, your spiritual ascension, right? Your overall growth as a person, not just whatever you're thinking of, whether relationship or career path, academic path, you were trying to cling to, right? Let me get one more from this deck. Tell me more. I want to know about the blessings coming in. Okay, some of you are dual pile people. You came from pile 1, and that is okay, because you have a win-win outcome is forecast, a full moon in Libra. Okay. Here's the thing. I want you to know, and this is why you're going to be, this is not going to make you feel good. It's not anything bad. It's just, regardless of what you do, right? And that's why you have truth transcends illusion and spirit has a plan. Pile 2, you have absolute free will. That's probably why we have the spirit guides, ancestral presence. Some of you may be largely of faith and like chance and just flowing and try to let things go where you feel called to go. Whatever decision you make, wherever you go, you're not necessarily going to make, there's no bad choice. you may delay an eventual path, but that's not necessarily a delay if there's lessons you still feel pulled to finalize, right? Like if you get pulled into cycles, that's a lesson that you weren't ready to learn. You need to learn it so that you can eventually get where you're gonna go, right? Some of you are on a path where you're possibly gonna backtrack to complete a cycle and then move forward beyond after that point. Others of you are going to just skip that cycle and move forward to something completely new now as you've ascended spiritually in your development, right? To move beyond that. That's what I'm getting. And that's why the pile feels so confusing, because you have options. You can do whatever you want to do. You're going to end up where you're meant to end up. It's just a question of when, right? Are you ready to make the transformation now, or will you make the transformation later? That's why you have your commitment is being tested and a win-win outcome is forecast. Those of you where you're asking about, I say asking, but I've got the Lovers at the beginning, which is funny because all of this Mercury energy. So there is a heavy hidden underlying Gemini presence here. But this is a sign of relationships. So if it is a relationship, doesn't have to be romantic, but could. And you're trying to decide, like, do you pursue it? Do you not? It's kind of up to you, right? Your commitment is being tested. A win-win outcome is forecast. Regardless, it's going to be okay. Yeah. A personal issue reaches resolution. Full moon in Cancer. Okay. I wasn't expecting this pile. It's a lot of coddling. It's like a holding of hand. Like, it's going to be okay. Do whatever you want to do. Regardless, things will be fine. That's kind of the message. That's kind of the message that I'm getting. And so, let me see. Because what's the personal issue reaching resolution? This is actually home energy, right? So Cancer rules the 4th house. It is lunar energy, but it rules the home. Some of you could be asking, like, this could be in reference to like maternal energy, right? Questioning of that, like whether you want that at some point in your life or not. Others of you, it could be just issues or your relationship with your maternal figures in question. But home just in general with the Hermit and the Cancer energy here. So home-based energy. Okay, something about the home, possibly expanding beyond that with the Jupiter, because that is the sign, that the planet that rules travel. Could be that. Okay, we're getting there. We're getting there. I don't want to do this because I didn't do it in pile 1, but I have to because something about this pile. Melanin Pop is right here. So let me get like a couple of cards. Tell me about what does pile 2 need to know? What blessing is coming in? It does say resolution. You got a win-win outcome, resolution. Like, it's going to be resolved if you're having issues with something. Because it feels like a pile that needs an answer to a question. We do have student. Okay. And it says learning, classes, college, observant, listening, study. So some of you are questioning whether or not you're ready or willing to study abroad. I could see that. Or learn abroad or work abroad or just somewhere unfamiliar to you. I'll pull 4 just because I need these clarifiers because it's not it's very unclear. Let me see. Tell me about, like, I'm trying to ground this energy. Tell me more about pile 2, please. What do they need to know? Create with me. I did mention that. Okay, because a lot of you may be asking about so many different things, but you're wanting specifics. That's not realistic. Not with this reading. But we have creation, conception, teamwork, new beginnings. But that is a new beginning and teamwork and all of the things. So let me get one, like 2. Oh, I said one more. So let's stick to let's stick to the plan. Okay, we got a parrot. Bright, vivacious, happy, loud, and colorful. Yeah. Okay. At the bottom, we've got powerful woman, strength, achievement, success, and leadership. Okay. You're questioning whether or not you're going to take this leap, okay? And again, it could be anything. Like it could be academic is heavily present, career is heavily present, romance is heavily present. There's a lot of new cultures, new communities present. So whatever it is you do, wherever you go, it will be fine. And the problem is I'm not going to answer the question for you, because some of you in this pile, you want me to tell you what to do. And that's not what tarot is about. It kind of gives you guidance and it reads energy. It's meant to help you make your own decisions and use your discernment. And that's why Spirit's being real iffy with me and not specific, because you want me to tell you what to do. And you have to decide, because there's no wrong outcome, right? Some of you, this is an energy word of like taking this step will push you back in your development, in your healing. You're moving forward regardless. Whether you move forward internally or not has nothing to do with your external circumstances. That's all about you, right? Notice I use the word internal. So if your health, your wellness, your mental space, your emotional space, that's all kind of, yes, external factors can impact that, but the foundation of that at the core is you and what you allow to influence you and how. Okay, so you need to use your discernment. That is what Spirit wants you to know. You have to use your discernment. Anything that is presented to you is nothing that you can't handle, nothing you're not ready for. Okay? I guess I'm going to pull one from this deck too. I almost accidentally picked this up, and then I'm going to close it out with that, because some of you, you don't need to, you're asking about what blessings come in. You already know like what blessings, you kind of have a feeling what blessings are coming in. Like it's very loud, especially as it relates to like relationships, whether it's academic, career, romantic, chemistry. There's a strong magnetic attraction here. So, okay. Playfulness, to recapture romance, allow your inner youthful spirit of fun to shine. Spirit does want you to have fun though, whatever it is. You are ready to not be in hermit mode if that's what you've been doing. If you've been in healing, they do want you to step outside, okay? So whatever it is you need to do that. And I don't necessarily mean literal. Some of you, that's why we have that home energy. Some of you have been heavily focused on your studies, right? On your career, on your healing, health, and wellness. And Spirit kind of just wants you to go outside, really. Like, so whatever is going to do that, make you go out and enjoy and experience the world, that's really what you need to do. So if you be honest with yourself about what's going to take you there, then do it. But that's really the goal. The goal is really for you to go out and experience, right, things. Let me grab this deck because I moved it, which is so bad. All right. Pile 2 is nothing like I expected at all. Your blessing, though, I can see, regardless of what you decide, unless you actively resist and hold yourself back, you will be a lot more social. You will have more opportunities for connecting with other people, romantic and otherwise, right? You have opportunities for advancement professionally, academically. You have a lot of opportunities, but some of you may have been just shutting yourself away from the world in one area of life or another. And it's time to not do that anymore. That's what Spirit is saying. And I said that at 33 seconds of your pile. Okay. So let me close this out. I think in pile 1, what I did was I got one thing that you needed to know, and one thing that was your advice. So, but I just heard me say, what is your advice and what should you expect? Because we didn't get a lot of expected energy. So I'm going to shift it for this pile. So advice, what to expect. Tell me about my pile 2s. Give me their advice and what to expect, please. One card for pile 2's advice. Right at the top. It's right in front of you. Whatever it is right in front of you. The answer is right in front of you. And then what to expect. I didn't mean to make your reading so confusing. What to expect. It'll be very clear. It'll hit you. Okay. But I didn't mean to make the pile so vague, but those of you selecting this pile really wanted someone to tell you what to do. And I'm not doing that. That's not something, some people need to be told what to do. I do that often, I'm not gonna lie. But in the specific instance that you're looking for me to tell you what to do with this pile, I cannot do that, because the main lesson for you right now, pile 2, is to use your discernment. So I'm getting the feeling that, and I feel like this follows pile 2's, that number feels like that's the pile that happens. You might watch a lot of readings. You may get a lot of readings. Like, you may like a lot of external guidance, like someone to lead you. You need to lead yourself, right? You might pray a lot. Like, you may rely on your ancestors, work with all gods, goddesses, whatever it is, angels. You may rely on external guidance a little too much. And that's why I can't, I literally don't even know to tell you what to do, okay? That's why you have create with me. You're supposed to be creating with spirit. Yes, spirit does have a plan, but like, you have to choose, right? That's why we have advice here and what's coming. So advice, oh yeah, some of you definitely came from pile 1, but body balance, okay? That's very important. Balancing. Now, this is a balancing of the scales energy, but like body balance talks about you being in alignment with yourself and your needs and your desires and where you actually want. Like, what do you want, right? That is your advice, is figuring out what you want. I am going to pull out the book because this is a pile that needs details, Lord. It says, think of your body as a plant. Just as a plant needs a certain amount of sunlight, water, and a suitable environment in order to grow and be healthy, your body requires proper nourishment. Your body, eat like you're supposed to, drink enough water. Eat like you're supposed to, drink enough water, right? That's probably why you can't think and use your discernment. You might not be in peak health to do those things, but it does say, your body requires proper nourishment in order to thrive. The balance of the body can be affected not only by what we eat, but also by what we think and the surroundings that we find ourselves in. This card has shown up in your reading because it is time to support your body by bringing it into a higher vibration. During this time, it is recommended that you incorporate more natural and raw foods, such as salad and green juices or smoothies, into your diet. Exploring mind, body, and spirit practices such as yoga, tai chi, qigong, and spending more time in nature will also help you to find the balance that your body craves. You probably couldn't see any of that. I'm gonna hold it at this angle so those of you that like to read can pause it and see. But yeah, it's all about, some of you, that's what this is, a lack of healing. You're not nourishing your body. You're not prioritizing your health and wellness. So prioritize your health and wellness. That's the one thing I will tell you to do. If you do those things, it'll come to you naturally. So that's your advice. That's what you need to do. Find balance. And then intuition. I love that so much. Look at that crystal ball. Again, some of you may actually be psychic, or you may heavily rely on spiritual guidance, which makes sense. This is the reading 100% that your type would come to. Love that. But again, don't overly indulge or overly rely on external messages, right? Because these are meant to help you decide what to do with your life, and help you use your discernment, right? But intuition is here. So I'm gonna 7 may be a relevant number because you do have 17 and 27, or either of those numbers may be relevant for you. So let's see. And I do know the answer to what you should do. It will be different for all of you because you all have very specific circumstances, but I'm not going to tell you because you have to choose. You have to choose. Y'all going to be so mad at me. It says intuition is the accurate inner knowing that each of us is born with. See, you know what you should do as well. It says if you choose to tune into it consistently, it will become stronger and it will help guide you and bring you peace throughout every aspect of your life. You are being called to ask yourself, what do I feel about this? By remembering to start with that question, it will allow you to understand the difference between what you think and what you feel. Sometimes it's necessary to be aware of the profound differences between the nature of these two things. You are not being asked to completely sacrifice intellectual thought, but rather to combine it with your gift of intuition in order to gain more balance and clarity in your life decisions. I think I said earlier, you're too in your head, and your blessing, along with all of the material blessings. You got a lot of material blessings coming in regardless of what you choose. I want to make that clear. Your material needs will be met regardless of what you choose. But what's coming in is your trust, your faith in your own intuition and your own discernment, right? In your ability to choose. So whatever you choose, you'll be comfortable with that because it will have been your choice, okay? You'll become more reliant on your intuition. So like hypothetically speaking, you make the wrong choice. There's no wrong choice, but the choice that puts you on another cycle, right? Excuse me. A choice that puts you on another round of a cycle or another cycle until you learn a lesson. When you learn that lesson, you'll know discernment. You'll know to use your intuition. If you learn the lesson now, move beyond it, clear it, and move forward, you'll have that same lesson just sooner, right? And I hope that makes sense. If not, watch it again in a little bit, eat, drink some water, watch it again, you'll gain more. You may have to watch this pile a few times before it resonates. You know, so it just is what it is when it comes down to that, because that is the message here. It's very vague because I feel like this is one of those piles that you're going to be able to rewatch and learn something new each time. All right, because of all of the rambling and the stories and the stuff that I don't even know what I'm doing. Okay, so that is all I have for you today, pile 2. Hopefully it resonated. If it did, please like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you can stay in the know on the content we post here on this channel. Thank you for watching. All right, pile 3, my vulture spirit animal. Let's take a look. I'm not gonna lie, I feel like those of you selecting this pile are kind of brave, just because like I know the vulture gets a bad rap, but like it is what it is. So I added the vulture for that very reason. I'm not I wanted a variety of animals that could kind of be associated with like fall, like Halloween, and the theme is birds. So here we are. Now, those of you that skipped the intro, I just want to point out that I did, I've been trying to get this reading out for weeks. That's why the short is totally different, like different nails, all things, because it's like a couple of weeks ago I filmed that, but timing seems to be key here for this reading. So those of you watching it in real time, it seems to be very prominent, like that Aries to Libra season seemed to be very relevant for a lot of you, because the last time I did this reading, and I wasn't even thinking when I was planning to do it again that it was so close together, because if I would have done this reading when I planned to, it would have happened during Virgo season, which throws off, I guess, the way spirit wants this to go, because I think the last version of this I did around the lunar phases, that Aries, Libra, I can't remember if it was new moon or full moon, but I was kind of like, I felt like I had to do this reading today, even though I was going to procrastinate and wait until next week, because the supermoon, full moon in Aries is like happening soon. So I just felt like it had to happen alignment wise for those of you to watch it in real time now, because either something is time sensitive or you just think in your mind that something's time sensitive. So I'm gonna get the messages out, and that don't let that discourage you, those of you that are finding this after that period. It just, I needed to upload it when I uploaded it, regardless of when you find it, right? Because these are still timeless messages. Honestly, you may be in a different pile. Some of you may have watched this in real time and came back however long later with a different animal in sight. Like you might be seeing vultures, or you may just be called to the vulture spirit right now. So let me see. Tell me about my pile 3, my vulture spirit. What do they need to know? What's coming in for them? What good news and blessings? That's 2. We'll take it. I'm not gonna be particular. Ironically enough, I almost put the eagle on here. Okay, so you may be seeing eagles and or wolves, but you have turned knowledge into wisdom, and spirit has your back. So some of you have learned some lessons. That makes sense if you've chosen the vulture spirit. That makes sense if you're not afraid of the vulture spirit. Because you chose the vulture spirit and you have turned knowledge into wisdom and spirit has your back, it lets me know that maybe you've had some vultures around you, only because that's what this message feels like. It feels like someone's like, yep, lesson learned. Right? Turn knowledge into wisdom. Spirit has your back, right? Growth, development, evolution. Love that for you. Let's see what's at the bottom. All right. Love is all around. Nightingale spirit. You got 2 birds. Okay, you must just be seeing a lot of birds. So when you saw the spirit animal reading, you were like, yep, that's me. Yeah. Nightingale spirit. Love is all around. So here's the thing. Don't let any previous situations, outcomes affect the way that you proceed going forward. Okay? Like, love is all around. Turn knowledge into wisdom. Spirit has your back going forward. Love is all around. Don't worry about the vulture spirit, right? Because we know what vultures are associated with. So don't worry about that energy. I love that. This is how we start your reading. Love is all around, okay? Knowledge to wisdom. Use your discernment. Spirit had your back. I'm repeating it because it's key. It's confirmation that you are in the right place. My pile 3. All right. Feels like a loaded, been through a lot pile. I got you. So let me see. Tell me about what my vultures need to know and what they have coming in. Their good news and blessings. Some of you may be in a pause because I don't know why I made all those pauses in the middle of the sentences. Tell me about my pile 3, my vultures, so that we can see what good news and blessings are coming in. That's interesting. But I did hear the words, all is not lost. So here's the thing. I want you to know whatever you feel is missing, because the thing about the 5 of Cups is that it is usually someone traditionally depicted as someone that is crying over spilled milk, not looking at the 2 full cups of opportunity that still sit behind them. And either that is you or that has been you, right? And again, I do read past, present, and incoming energy. Some of you, that may be you in the near future. But, you know, those 3 cups were poison. I'm just, like, I'm making up a scenario in this Halloween season. So just bear with me, bear with me. But, like, something is not lost, right? Okay, so let's see, let's see. Tell me more. I also heard things are not as it seems. So those 5 cups spilled over. Like I feel like it's not just you that's in that 5 of Cups energy. I feel like other energies in that. So let me see. Before I start talking, let me get confirmation. Not that I need it, but I don't really want to take this reading in that direction. If I don't have to, I would rather focus on what you have coming in. Okay. I'm not taking the moon, but the moon phase may be very relevant to you. Things that were hidden. Some of you, because the moon card talks about nighttime, things that are hidden. It's kind of like the High Priestess card. It's ruled by Pisces and the 12th house of hidden enemies and hidden things and hidden aspects of yourself. Some of you are in like a recovery. I do see some of you, for whatever reason, I kind of got a vibe of like some of you overcoming like addictions, overcoming huge losses, like life-changing losses. like even like homelessness. I love that you are stepping out of that or have stepped out of that. Even if you don't see that coming, I do. This is your confirmation. I feel like some of you, the vulture energy is kind of a predatory energy that you felt like you've experienced. And I'm just saying, I'm not getting that all is as it seems. Okay? We're going to take that because it flipped itself out. This is my confirmation. The star is all about hopes, wishes, wish fulfillment. So I'm going to be honest with you. Whatever you thought you wanted or thought may have been taken from you, or if you feel like you're missing out on something, or if you felt, and a lot of you, I do get that this is a, like, ironically enough, all of my piles is past, present, and incoming energy. A lot of you, this is a huge past, right? Five of Cups feels like past. It's like a reflective energy, like a lost energy. What I see is, that's why I'm getting that. Okay, you have a huge blessing coming in, pile 3, like a huge blessing. Like a blessing that is so huge that, like, the spirit has your back here with the love is all around. This is kind of, I want to say public energy, right? Collective, community-based energy. So love is all around. The star feels like support from other people. So especially those of you where we're talking about like possible homelessness or just needing community for support, you're getting that, okay? Especially we're talking health, wellness, all the things. You're needing community support, cultural support. You're getting that. And what's happening here is this 5 of Cups talks about shame. So if you've had vultures, I'm getting a huge energy of shame. Okay? Like I'm getting a huge energy of shame. And that's why that knowledge into wisdom, it feels like shame. Okay? And especially with the star, love is all around. Especially if once you step into an energy, as I see you're stepping into an energy of people that are very caring and helpful and supportive of you. Like if you've not had that, especially those of you on the extremist sense of like addictions and like homelessness and such, like you're getting support. Like there are people that care about you stepping into your life if you haven't already begun to experience that. And those that were, especially, because this feels personal. Like I don't mean like, you know how sometimes when people are homeless and it's like a bunch of strangers, this feels personal, like someone actively turned you back. Like, because especially if you had like family that turned their back on you, right? And you were like truly like nowhere to go, there's going to be an energy of shame as others support you. That's just an example, an extreme example. But whatever vulture, betrayal energy, that the people associated with that energy for this group, that 5 of Cups regret, because that's what the 5 of Cups talks about, regret, with potential hope and shining energy. So let me get one more, I'll take the bottom. Some of you did need to hear that. Let me see. What's coming in for my pile 3, my vulture, spirit guide? Okay, I'll take both of those in the bottom. Yeah, balancing energy. So the temperance energy here talks about harmony, balance. It's ruled by Sagittarius, 9th house of lessons, growing, learn, turning knowledge into wisdom, right? So this is my pile of someone that's been through a lot of difficulties and having to truly apply the lessons they've learned, right? You've had some lessons, okay, in this life, and you're going to be like, you're going to see why pretty soon, why you went through the things you've experienced, because spirit has your back. That was knowledge for you to turn to wisdom, a loss for you to create a gain, right? For you to find balance, because temperance talks about moderation, especially those of you that live in extremes, right? That's why my people with a history of addictions have stepped in. Like if you have a history of extremes, you're learning to moderate that energy. And I don't mean just substances. I mean, like if you have an addiction, like I used to, like those of you, I never really share anything about myself. I used to work in gaming. So if you have a gambling addiction, right? You know what I mean? Learning to do so in moderation so you don't like throw away everything and end up on the street. You know what I mean? Things like that. So Those are some of the things you've learned, and this could be past, present, and coming energy. But a lot of you, this is my pile of history of having to learn moderation, having to learn balance, having to learn not to live in excess, so that you can be that star and feel love around you. With the Page of Cups, that is love coming in, offers of love, not necessarily romantic. I do see that, but mostly community, with love is all around, and the star. That's Aquarius energy, 11th house of community, right? Of community service, of networking, right? Collaborating and interacting with not just people, but the right types of people, the healthy types of people, the supportive types of people, because we have specifically that energy versus 5th house Leo of fun. This is people that are literally able to help you, and you being able to reciprocate that. People that add value to your life, and you the same. That's what's kind of coming in for you. Let me see what's at the bottom. I'm like balling up the deck. I'm so crazy. 10 of Swords. Oh yeah, you hit rock bottom. Okay, or some of you are anticipating that. You can feel that it is happening currently, right? 10 of Swords, rock bottom. The best thing about the 10 of Swords, literally can't get any worse. So however you feel is as bad as it can ever be for you. Okay? And that's what Spirit wants you to know. It can never be any worse. That's why you have love is all around and the star. That's what you need to know. And if you're currently in that, turn your knowledge into wisdom. Spirit does have you back. You're back. You do have resources. You do have skill sets. You do have knowledge that can ascend you if you're currently in that 10 of Swords, okay? If you already stepped out of it, you're already seeing the light, right? You already know where you're going. You're like, okay, let's go. We've got this. Star, moderation, temperance, recovery. Whether we're talking about financial, health, wellness, materially, professionally, all of the things, okay? For some of you, there's something about this pile of just living in extremes, whether extreme emotions, it could be extreme emotions and reactions, thoughts, all of those things. All right, let me see. Tell me more about my vulture, Spirit. Tell me. Some of you are either shut off or completely open. That's not good. So that's the lesson, okay? So let me see what the Spirit have to say about my vultures. Here, my pile number 3. What do they need to know? What's coming in for them? And what good news and blessings? 1, 2. 2 blessings. Very specific blessings coming in. Your initial cards coming out. There were 2. Okay? You've got 2. Something about the number 2. You've got 2 very distinct blessings coming in. One is internal, one is external. Turning knowledge into wisdom, right? That's internal knowledge. Spirit has your back. That's an external blessing to reflect that inner transformation that you're making. That's why you have love is all around. Community is going to play a huge part. Your network, the people around you will play a huge part. And if you don't have anyone around you right now, that's for a reason. That's to clear the clutter so that the right people, right, can come in. You have air, open-mindedness, objectivity, and learning. We talk about lessons. Lessons. The air signs are Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius energy, okay? Open-mindedness, objectivity, and learning, okay? And then you've got mutable energy, okay? Surrender, fluidity, and welcoming change. That is mutable energy is, ironically enough, Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, and Pisces. So Gemini is on the table twice. Heavy Gemini energy here of communication, of clarity, of knowledge, of thoughts, ruled by the planet Mercury. Localized energy, community energy actually, as well in a certain degree. This is all about change, growing, learning, evolving as a person, okay? Venus, look at that. Give and receive love. Find value and see beauty. This is my glow up pile. Lots of love, right? Community and love. But you do have real love, right? Venus is the planet of love, right? But it's also the planet of money, right? Rules the second house of assets and money, rules the seventh house of relationships and connections. So it's all about your relationships, your connections with other people, as well as your money and your finances. Those are the two key themes, tangible themes that you don't see coming, those blessings that will be affected, the right types of people, platonically, beautiful romantic connection, as well as your finances, okay? Those are the themes. So let me pull, I'm gonna pull, but you have to be flexible and adaptive. You're learning to be flexible and adaptive. That's part of why you live in access and extremes, is because you lack the fluidity of the mutable placements. Okay? You're learning that. You're learning that flexibility. You're too rigid. Some of you are too set on a certain path, too set. And I don't mean in any specific area of life. It could be any area of life, but too rigid, too unwilling to deviate, to take a detour, okay? And the hardships kind of are on your own doing, regardless of what has happened, who done what, whatever, because when you're rigid and you're fixed and you don't want to shift and adapt and adjust where necessary, it kind of makes you a sitting duck. Right? It makes you a sitting duck because you're not fluid enough to shift, to adapt, to discern, right? It's like kind of like the art of war, right? You don't know when to pivot or how to pivot. It's like, think of like, you know, boxing, like you don't know when to duck, right? That's what I'm getting. You have to learn how to duck, right? You don't have to take the impact of the punch. Take that. Let's be nosy and see what that is. A win-win outcome is forecast. So more air sign energy, Libra, heavy Venus energy. You know what? This is my glow up pile. I think I've said it in passing, but I mean it. I mean it. I almost want to take it, but I'm not, because I've already got two here. But this is my glow up pile. You got both the planet Venus and both signs on the table. All right, ruled by that planet. You're gonna look so good. That's probably this regretful energy that I'm seeing on the table. Is like, wow, like pile 3's really doing well. Like, can you believe at one point they were like homeless or really sick or an addict or just crazy? I don't know. You know how people do. Like whatever they say about you, like, can you believe, like, wow, look at pile 3. So that's that regretful energy. Right. But again, accountability, right? Accountability. You need to learn you had to learn how to duck a little bit, right? Your dreams need a practical plan. Full moon in Taurus. But you're gonna, like, it's a physical glow up. Money, because relationships and connections are gonna help you as well. But like, it's all about money, relationships, and just physically looking good. That's what I'm getting here with the Venus energy coming through, okay? Confidence is your key to success. New moon in Leo. Leo energy, I mentioned that it wasn't there, but here it is. Aquarius, Leo axis. Then it fell like that. So that is the axis of friendships, networking, all of the things. Because 11th house energy is community, right? It is professional networks. It's all the clubs. It's the collective energy of relationships. Leo is your close friends. It's your fun. It's your joy, your pleasure, right? All of those things. You're going to be really confident. You're going to be more organized, more structured, more grounded. All of those things are coming in for you, okay? At the bottom, your hard work is paying off. New moon in Capricorn. So whatever you've been doing, tangible results, right? Tangible results with the Capricorn. That Saturn-based hard work karmic energy, okay? Like, nothing is harder than Capricorn Saturn energy. It is the hardest energy, most dense energy, okay? So I say that because whatever work you've been doing or are doing or stepping into doing, all of this I'm talking about, that's the result, okay? That's the result. You got so much coming in. So good looks, money, all the right connections, all the right close friends, like, right? Not just connections with relationships that are beneficial to you, right? That are mutually beneficial, but like true connecting with people, actual love in friends and in community, romantic love, right? I'll pull one for that and then I'll get your advice and close it out. But this pile is not very long because it is what it is too, okay? You got playfulness to recapture romance, allow your inner youthful fun, spirit of fun to shine. That's that Leo fun. You got a lot of fun coming in, and I love that so much. Separation, time apart from your partner is on the horizon. So those of you that may have been asking about a romantic connection, it does not fit with where you're going. It is what it is. I don't want to make this longer than it needs to be because that's not this kind of a reading, but love is all around. Separation, honestly, the fact that you chose the vulture, we've got love is all around, and there's a heavy community presence of love around you if you are in a romantic connection. I'm not saying to watch your partner. There's other readings on my channel, and I have more coming because that's my primary readings I do because you guys prefer those. So just watch those readings so that I don't have to make this about that. But you chose the vulture spirit, and this energy of community and love came out. It's making me feel like Five of Cups may be your partner soon, that regret, even if things feel fine, just because with that separation, right? Let's see, it was here. Safe for you to love. Yeah, don't listen to me if you just started something new. If you're starting something new, don't let that history of the vultures and stuff delay you. Like, do not listen to anything I just said if this is something new, right? Like, safe for you to love. If this is new, use your discernment. You gain knowledge. Duck when it's time to duck. Like, don't be scared. You know what I mean? But if it's not, just watch it. Okay, just watch it. So let me pull. I think in the other two piles, what I did was I got a card of what you need to know, and then a card of advice. I think I did that in one pile, but I honestly, I want to see what's coming in. So I'm changing it. I'm changing it. So I'm going to get an advice card to my left, and to my right, I'm going to put what's coming in. So tell me about my vultures, my pile 3. Give me one over here to my left for advice, please. Thank you. Your advice, listen, whatever it is they're supposed to do, I don't care how you feel about it. You may be like, oh, that's so easy for you to say, YouTube lady. You don't know me. And Spirit says whatever the advice is going to be, it's easy. You just want it, and it's going to heavily be impacted by your ability to be adaptive. So let me get one more on what's actually coming in for you. The blessing. You have a lot of blessings. Like, everything that everybody's ever wanted in life is your blessing. That's probably why you've had the hardest lesson. If you feel like you were one of the people in life that was dealt the hardest set of cards, it's because you are going to get the most beautiful set of blessings. That's how polarity works. That's how energy works. Like, you can only be as happy as you've experienced sadness. That's literally just science. And I don't care who wants to argue with me. Like, if you've only ever felt numbness because you've not been happy or sad, that's why. Like, you have to experience one extreme to experience another. Doesn't mean that if you're living a happy life that you're gonna go down in like misery. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying your potential for misery is much deeper than other people's because they don't have that emotional intelligence. They don't have that capacity that you have because they haven't experienced those highs or lows, if that makes sense. We talk about capacity. Ooh. What's coming in? That's a lot. I'm not taking any of those. Growth, abundance, self-care, patience. Why not? I'm not reading the deck for any of these, but you can have all of this as what's coming in. Patience. You'll have patience, right? You'll be more flexible, adaptive. You'll be more self-caring, right? I love that. You may be seeing bunnies, right? Look at that alignment of the chakras. You may be getting a chakra cleansing, or you may need one, or some Reiki healing. But patience, self-care. Oh, look, 12, 13. All right, look at you. Abundance. Look at that cup. It looks like the Ace of Cups, like love. Love that for you. And then growth. Abundance. You're going to grow as a person. If you wanted a family, you'll be able to experience that. But what is your advice? Nature. I'm probably gonna read the book for this, as this is your advice. But look at the tree of life, right? Go outside, experience nature. Right? Pursue things. Those of you where you have been homeless specifically, I don't know why that came through prominently, but if that happened, don't let that make you afraid of being outside. Some of you may have trauma from outside and like stay inside now because that was something that happened at one point. Like, you're triggered by outside. That's not healthy. Take care of yourself, get the help you need, but like, go outside. Like, don't be afraid of nature as a result. Yeah, let me pull the book. Page. Okay. Spending time in nature natural spaces. It's one of the easiest. That's hilarious. Spirit is funny. Some of you have really funny spirit guides, because I mentioned that this was going to be something that's not that hard, right? Like your advice, oh, it's not going to be hard unless you're like not flexible and adaptive. Some of you are like hermits. But it says spending time in natural spaces is one of the easiest ways for the body, mind, and spirit to regain balance and healing. If you've pulled this card, then you are in need of a date with nature, whether it's a day at the beach, a quick walk in the park, or even a few minutes to let your bare feet make contact with the grass. Finding time to enjoy the outdoors will be beneficial to you. Take a moment to see how your energy flows with even the thought of incorporating a little more nature into your life. Once you allow yourself to connect in this way, you will feel a deeper connection, peace, and clarity with yourself. Some of you are scared of outside. Some of you have trauma associated with outside, and you're going to have to get over that. That's not good. You need sunlight. You need fresh air. Like, not saying you have to go camping, but like, you have to go outside, okay? And that's going to help you get your life together. Now, nature is also talking about, and in terms of advice, so I can close this out, it also talks about what feels natural. When something feels unnatural, I have a feeling that because you lack mutable energy, right? You're so fixed. Even when something doesn't feel right, you try to force it. Don't do that. That's your advice. Don't force things. When something feels off, trust that it's not natural. It's not right. Okay? That's kind of your lesson. But what do you have coming in? Like I said, 2, but you've got 4 cards. 4 cards. You've got 2 major categories: internal blessings, external blessings. You've got patience, self-care, abundance, and growth. All of the things. This is actually my best pile, but you've also had to deal with the harshest of lessons. So you're going to get that karmic reward, that benefit. We do have the planet of karma here, the Saturn. So I'm going to let you take that. I'm so happy for you, pile 3. Don't forget to tip me. I'm completely joking, but that is all I have for you today. If it resonated for you, please let me know, and like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell so we can stay in the know on the content we post here on this channel. Thank you for watching. All right, pile 4. So just quick message, because I didn't say it in pile 3 because I was just so wrapped up into their energy. But if you wanted to pick that pile, go for it. I think there was like a nightingale, which it's not a hummingbird. I don't think it is, but that's it's similar enough. And when I was resetting, like I split in half. Which is interesting that sandpiper is here. So just playful birds, whatever energy for surrounding you. But I was like, oh, my sweet little hummingbird. But when I split to reset, like I was clearing that energy, and literally the vulture card. I was like, what? I wish I was filming, because like, how do I split the deck to cleanse? And the transition from pile 3 to pile 4 is literally the vulture card in this deck. So like I said, I feel like some of you may be, because I was like, oh, my sweet little hummingbird, some of you may need the vulture pile. And those of them that picked it, like this is just a confirmation for those of you that just naturally came over this. I'm not saying this is going to be a positive reading or what, but maybe this will be an energy you step into once you step out of that energy or whatever. I don't know. But let me just get into it as I shuffle, because I want to make sure I do get a clear cleanse. Since these piles feel so connected, I don't want it to be the same reading. I don't have time for that. But they can be parallels. But so I did say in the intro, if you skipped it, that this feels like a time-sensitive reading. It feels like a reading where I needed to do it when I'm doing it, regardless of when you stumble upon it, right? You can watch this in a year, 2, 3, and it still resonate for you and your situation. But I needed to do this reading now. Like I was supposed to do it like 2 weeks ago, and technically that was still Virgo season. But I'm realizing the last time I did this reading was in like Aries season, around the Aries Libra transits, and the nodes are in those signs, and it's now Libra season, and it's about to be the full moon in Aries. So something about that axis was very relevant, and I think that's like a 6-month time frame. So those of you in real time like that may be the relevant time frame for something to do with these readings, okay? For those of you selecting, definitely wanted to pick pile 3 because 2 cards tried to come out. Look at y'all trying to carry over. Tell me about my little hummingbirds. My sweet little hummingbird. Tell me about my hummingbird. What do they need to know? What's coming in for them? What's the good news and blessings for my sweet little hummingbird, please? I don't know why I keep calling you my sweet little hummingbird. I don't know why I'm doing that. Some of you may be the devil. There is a card that is actually wanting to come out. All right, I'll take the bottom in a second. We'll talk about that in a second. Tell me about my hummingbird. Yeah, sweet little dear spirit. Bring a gentle touch. That's why I keep calling you my sweet little hummingbird. You have a sweet, gentle touch. Or you're the devil and you need to bring us a gentle touch. There's always a polarity. It's very prominent in this pile. So some of you are harsh. Harsh, harsh, harsh. The devil. I'm calling you the devil. I'm being facetious, but you may be a little abrasive, you may be a little rough, you may need to be a little more delicate with the way you handle people and situations. Okay, that said, if you're my sweet little hummingbird, because you are just that sweet, continue to be that way. You just keep being that sweet little dear spirit. If you were called to pile 3, your lessons are over there. We may get more here, but let's roll with it. Sweet little dear spirit. I'm not gonna lie, it feels a little naive, but we're gonna roll with it. Let's see. Tell me more. Tell me more. Owl, you see clearly now. I love it. So this is a beautiful energy coming through. On the extremist sense, the shadow sense, some of you may have been harsh and have, are, will be, right? Past, present, incoming energy. For those of you that are new here, I read both. That's why my readings are so detailed. That's why I seem so long-winded, because you are all at varying stages of this storyline. If you have been rough and abrasive, you're either learning to be less like that because of something that is happening or has happened, or you will soon. Right? You'll learn to be more gentle and delicate with people and situations because of some type of wisdom, clarity coming in with that owl spirit. So those of you where I talked about doing the original reading, you may be that owl spirit from pile, I don't remember, but the first reading, I'll try to link it in the description box. If you're watching this real time, it is definitely on my community page because I brought it back to the top. So, but yeah, something's gonna humble those of you where you're really, if it hasn't already, and that's okay. Because it's a lesson. It's not about punishment. It's just about seeing things clearly and learning to be gentle. And gentle is not just soft. It's all about, what is the word? There's a way to approach every situation, right? It's actually the word is not strategic, but there's a way to go about situations, right? And something about you lack that nuance, or have historically, okay? That's my shadow side. Now, those of you on my lighter side, you might still lack that nuance. You may be a little naive. So some of you may be a little predatory, aggressive in nature. Some of you are just really naive and easily manipulated. And that's the polarity here I'm getting. Now, I'm hearing for my sweet little hummingbirds that stay gentle. You see clearly now, but don't let whatever has happened or could happen, will happen, do not let it make you jaded. Okay, sorry, I'm like adjusting things in the background, but like, do not let it change your sweet and gentle spirit. Okay, you see clearly now, you have wisdom, but wisdom does not mean hardened. Okay, because you got whatever your blessings are coming in, you need to still be gentle. Those of you on the shadow side, listen, you still got blessings coming in, right? Like even if you haven't been humbled yet, you're gonna step into that. Once you clear that, learn the lesson, see clearly, right? Because this is not about punishment, right? Like people are like, oh my gosh, karma. It's not about karma. It's about if you've been rough, abrasive, if you lack nuance and the ability to be gentle and delicate, or you lack the ability to maneuver situations in the appropriate way, it's not about you being punished. It's about correcting that so that when you are blessed, you don't fumble your blessings, right? You have if you lack the ability to be gentle and to maneuver situations the appropriate way, how are you going to be blessed? Right? You're not gonna be blessed. You're gonna fumble blessings, and then you're gonna encounter people that are even less like that, even more like that than you, and just get run down. And some of you, that's what's happening, is you're learning to be delicate because you're getting like run down by something like a bigger dog or something like that, if that makes sense. Okay. All right. Well, let me pull from the tarot. so I can see what's going on with all of you. I'm still going to call you my sweet little hummingbird, because even those of you that are the opposite of that, you're going to need that care after whatever has happened or is happening. All right, because that's why you're coming in. It's kind of like my sweet little hummingbirds are like gentle and having discernment, especially if they came from a previous pile. And then those of you that are not like that, it's like you've been kind of forced into like I don't want to say cowering energy, but like the deer, the fleeting, the fear, the shut down, hidden away energy. Like, you know what I mean? Like once something happens to you and people kind of shut down and it's like withdraw, and it's like, oh my gosh, I feel so sorry for this person, even if some instances it might have been warranted. I feel like you're that sweet little hummingbird now because of a bigger dog in some instances. Now, there is a group of my sweet little hummingbirds that are truly just not jaded, nothing's happened, and maybe it could be incoming energy and spirit saying like, hey, let's have a little more discernment so that we're not easy prey like a deer, right? That's what I'm getting. I don't even know. Did I pull these two? Okay, we'll take it. Why not? But like something you don't see coming, right? For better, for worse. Oh, ooh, okay. All right, well, hold on. The Tower. All right, chaos and judgment. Well, that's not pretty. So here's the thing. All of you. For whatever reason I listed already. It's what you need to know. We're going to get into the blessings because lots of blessings. Just so we're clear. Lots of blessings. The initial one will be clarity, and it may not feel like such because that Tower, that judgment is not pretty. It's awakening. Those are two awakening cards, and on a spiritual level, right? That clarity that comes through. It's painful. I'm not gonna lie about it. It is what it is. It's I don't know. Maybe it's the black nails today. I can't. But I don't want to lie to you. It's not pretty because those of you, my sweet little hummingbirds, that's not been jaded, not going through anything. Here, the Tower and the judgment is a huge awakening to your discernment, your intellect. Okay, that could be incoming. Now the blessings follow that because judgment, they shift you where you're supposed to go. Right. Those of you where you were the sweet little hummingbird and then something happened and made you jaded, stop, because the Tower is gonna, you know, you don't want to become what targeted you. Okay, I never encourage that. So I say that because bring that gentle touch. Stay that sweet little deer spirit. Stay that sweet little hummingbird spirit. You have the wisdom, but like, don't self-sabotage going forward because of whatever trauma you carry due to Tower judgment moments. Okay. Now, those of you where the deer spirit, you were the predatory energy. Like, I don't even know how to describe it, but you know what I mean? Like, you're the opposite of this deer spirit. You're kind of actively looking to target and whatever, because that makes sense, because when I split the deck to cleanse to come here, we saw the vulture. So if you're more of a vulture energy, okay, again, it's always a polarity. Like this Tower judgment, right, is an awakening of, ooh, let me not be that way anymore. And usually it is chaotic and traumatic because the Tower is traumatic on its own. Judgment is like a finalized and things will never be the same again energy. It feels like a heavy spiritual intervention to stop you from self-sabotaging any further, okay? And or from sabotaging other people, which is usually in conjunction, okay? I'm not pulling all of these. Yeah, you might, yeah, okay, there's a actively, okay, so whatever this is, don't worry about it, even if it feels chaotic, because it's really for your highest good, because we don't want you to be blocking true blessings, all right? Like that, whatever energy you're resonating with of the main three that I called out, you're blocking your blessings, okay? So let me see, let me get one more. And we'll take the bottom. Tell me what blessings are coming in from my sweet little hummingbird spirit. I already got what they need to know. And it is chaotic, but what blessings? Tell me about the blessings specifically. I'll take it in the bottom. Stability, grounded energy, 4 coins. Okay. So whatever foundation you thought you had was not even stable or is not stable, will like, yeah, is, because this, as incoming energy, it's the tower, right? Whatever structure, right? Because here it is, like, look at this, right? Because technically, right? You got this on fire. This is total loss, total ruin, right? And then you've got like this crown and this book and the studying, and then like, look at this structure. So you've got a structure that's burning down, and then you got one that's rock solid, right? So whatever it is, it wasn't stable, okay? Whatever we're talking about wasn't stable, okay? And what's coming is stable, is yours, can't be burned down, can't be destroyed, can't be ruined, can't be gotten over, right? You won't have to move funny, because like, again, those of you on that shadow side, you move funny. I'm not gonna lie, because the deer is kind of like your easy prey. Like you won't have, like, whatever is coming in as your blessing is going to be so for you that you're not gonna have to be conniving in that sense. And those of you where you've been like the sweet little hummingbird, and like, you're not gonna have to worry about those predators, because at the end of the day, one, you'll be more discerning. You won't like set yourself up for that, but you'll also, like, what is yours is always yours. Can't be taken away, can't be destroyed, can't be burned down, any of the things, okay? All right, so let's see what's at the bottom. Ooh, look at that. I love it. I love it. I do love it, but I have to mention, I don't know that this is a dominant energy. It is a strong polarity, but those of you on that shadow side, just watch it, because I was already thinking that these two are karmic energy and stabilizing it and grounding it. But Wheel of Fortune feels like a karmic energy as well. Because Wheel of Fortune is good, but it doesn't have to be. It's a cycle, right? It's a cycle, and wherever you are, it's gonna go to the other side. So if you're like up in a negative sense, like, you know, that predatory conniving energy, you'll be down in that same sense, right? Not even in a punishment sense, but just in a balancing of the scales, in a sense of lessons, so that you can not fumble what is actually for you. Because regardless of loss, you can't lose what's actually yours, right? What's actually for you, what's actually for your highest good. This is a lesson, right? And we're all catalysts for other people's learning and development over time. So you'll see what I mean. So just watch it, those of you on the shadow side. But those of you, my sweet little hummingbird, you got a lot. Like, whatever awakening you're going to have. And some of you, it doesn't even have to be traumatic. It could be, but it will be a shock. I'll say that. But it will ground you. It will stabilize you, and you will see the ultimate blessing. Lots of fortune coming your way in a variety of areas of your life. Okay, this might I think I said it in a different pile, but this may actually be the best pile, because total destruction, but absolute blessings. Oh, I think it was the last one. If you were called to the last pile, go for it, because I think I'm seeing the correlation here. I think I do. But look at how the sun is shining on, illuminating the owl and the deer spirit to bring a gentle touch. Like, something about you, you're going to be a star. I mean, I say that like you're not Beyonce, but the reality is there's a light shining on you, and your blessings will, like, it'll be like you're entering an era of luck. You're going to feel incredibly lucky after this stuff. Okay. Like, lucky. Okay. So what I want to do, don't mind me, I'm like multitasking, and maybe you're multitasking, or maybe you're easily distracted. And that may be the issue. You're easily distracted regardless of where you fall, because here's the thing. I say shadow side, light side, all of you are here for the same message. Just the way that it is manifesting in you, right? Typically is the discerning factor, right? Like you're all learning the same lesson, just on varying polarities. So the reason why you came into the pile together is because you're two extremes, right? Like, usually you are encountering one another. Like, my sweet little hummingbird is often, you know, preyed on by the shadow side of this pile, and the shadow side of the pile often is you getting their lessons from the sweet little hummingbird of how to not do those things. It's always like a catalyst, and everything kind of connects and intermingles and all of the things, right? So let me keep pulling. Let's get this astrology based decks going. Things are getting hot. I feel like I'm standing in front of that fire. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I kind of want to stop and put the fan on because I don't even, like, I was cold earlier because my air is cranking. It is hot. But like now that I'm like sitting down for this pile, I feel like I'm starting to sweat. It's getting hot. Like, okay. But I'm not gonna stop. We're gonna power through because I've only got these 2 astrology-based oracle decks and your advice. So let me see. Tell me more about the blessings coming in for my pile. I was gonna say I need to know the area of life. We're talking about money, assets. Some of y'all are thieves. What? I'm not trying to be mean, but like some of you are, and some of you overextend financially or just in material or just energy overall, things of value to you, you overextend. So some of you are greedy and some of you overextend, okay? Like you're overgiving because this is physical security, possessions, material values, and self-worth. Some of you are a little overly confident. Some of you lack confidence, all right? I actually think that that was the message of that vulture spirit as I was connecting to your pile was know your worth or something like that. I think that card says that. Those of you familiar with this deck, Spirit Animal Oracle, let me know if I'm accurate. I might try to pull it up and put it in the community page, but I think it says know your worth. But this is about, it says self-worth on this card, right? The 2nd house energy. You'll be more stable with your finances. Some of you needed to see clearly so you can know what kind of people you have around you because on the sweet little hummingbird side, you got predators that would literally take advantage of you, your energy, time, and your finances. Others of you, you are the type to take advantage of people's time, energy, and finances. So you're learning to not do that because by you moving in that energy on the shadow side, you're opening yourself up to more of that coming towards you. Right? So you start attracting that because like does attract like. And that's also why on the lighter side, you're asked to maintain your gentle touch and why those of you on the shadow side are being asked to genuinely get a gentle touch because you'll want that energy attracted to you, but you abuse it. So you don't get to keep it universally with the Wheel of Fortune, right? Ooh, knocking the camera. All right. But you got a lot of physical blessings coming in for you once you clear that karmic cycle. Let me get one more. I'll take the bottom. Tell me more about my hummingbird spirit. Some of you talk way too much. All right, look at you. So you got lots of finances and money and wealth because this is the house of money. It's Taurus, Venus energy of assets, right? Of physical security of your finances. And then you've got the house 10. Definitely that old reading. Oh yeah, you've got groundhog spirit, time to let go. But those of you, go to the old reading that I did in the spring, owl spirit, okay? That pile is for you for sure. I know that pile is for you. And then, but house 10, structure, discipline, life mission, accomplishments, and career. Okay, so career, finances, that may be a key area here. Okay, but that's where your glow up's gonna happen. Okay, in your finances and career, you're gonna see many, many blessings in your finances and career once you write this energy. Okay, regardless of how you see yourself and all of the things. No one's judging you. I don't judge people on this channel. Like, I just give the messages and I tell you what spirit wants you to know. Like when I use the words like predatory and all that, those are descriptors. Like I'm not like calling you out. I'm just saying this is the energy you're aligned with. This is the lesson you need to learn so you can clear it, grow, evolve, and live a better life, right? At the bottom, you've got house 12, spirituality, transcendence, karma, sacrificial service, and healing. So a lot of healing, because most people that are like that on the shadow sense, it is due to some need to heal. Now, I don't want to scare you, but house 12, that's Pisces energy, things that are hidden from yourself and others. So that is also the house of hidden enemies. So you already got predators around you. And that's why spirit is saying, like, see things clearly. You need the wisdom of this owl, right? But at the same time, stay gentle, stay soft, be true to you. Like, don't let it make you something you're not. Don't let it harden you. But like, you need a little more discernment, because hidden enemies, as well as those of you that are thinking you're vultures and you're like thinking you move funny and have the upper hand in some situations. There's always like a bigger dog, and like your tower may be harsher because of the way you move. So just watch it, okay? Just watch it. For sure. Ooh, and I'm also seeing, like, you know, and this is true, like I can see that message that just came through looking at that house 12. Like, you don't see it coming, because like the thing about the shadow side of this pile is if you move funny, right, if you do things, or if you like lack discernment and you lack gentle in the touch, like if you're rough and abrasive with people, like if you treat people a certain way, there's a lack of empathy for you when you're on hard times. Okay, like, so because of how people see you and the way that you treat people, they think like people don't feel as sympathetic towards you as they would my lighter sense of the hummingbird, right? And that's not an energy you want to be in, because if you're truly in a tower of judgment, you need support. People don't like or trust you, right? Or the people you need may not like or trust you because of that energy, right? That vulture energy that may, if you, especially if you came from that other pile. All right. Okay. Interesting. But yeah, I mean, money, finances, career seems to be themes here that you need to be focusing on. But you got blessings coming there, right? Once you face your shadow, I think I mentioned addictions and all of that. House 12 rules mental health, addictions, imprisonment, right? Captivity, all of those things, hospitals. Just watch it, y'all. Ooh, I don't like the stuff I'm seeing here, because I don't, because like it feels like a heavy negative karma in here, and I don't like it. I don't want to step into it anymore. Let me get another deck. Okay, just watch it, because it doesn't even have to be all that. Just watch it. Okay. Some of you on the lighter sense, before I get into it, I want you to know, like, you might want to be mindful of yourself and your needs, your security, like self-worth. Don't let people drain you, right? That's what you need to know, because it is affecting your mental health, will affect your mental health, and all the things get you caught up into something that, you know, you don't need to be caught up in just because you're overextending, right? Whereas you would normally be stable, okay? See clearly, okay? Definitely go see that owl spirit. That's crazy how you got 2 owl spirits here. Tell me more about my hummingbird spirit. What blessings do they have coming in? Money, honestly. Money, career growth, like, you got it. I mean, I say all of the things, but like specifically money, career, mental health, right? And intuition, that rules dreams, intuition, illusions, right? Clarity, not being able to be gotten over on, not being able to be fooled or have a veil put over you. You will be able to see clearly, okay? That's the blessings coming in for you. Because I feel like there's a group of you that really think you know what's going on, and you do not, okay? And I'm just being clear, like it is that shadow side, because the shadow side of this pile feels like they think they're a little more cunning. Like, I feel like my hummingbird side is naive, maybe even a little aware that you're naive, but you're not like worried about it. Like, you don't seem concerned about whether or not you're cunning, and you should be, because people can kind of see you, right, as easy prey, because you're not worried about being cunning or smart or like strategic or any of those things. Some of you, you're just kind of rolling with it. You may be you may have Pisces placements, right? You may be that house 12, like dreamy, illusion based. You're not really worried about it, but you should be. And then those of you where you think you're cunning, like, it's usually it's the people that try to get over. Honestly, it is what it is. And I'm not judging you. I promise I'm not. I'm just here to make sure you learn your lessons just like everybody else. But if you think you're, oh, I'm so cunning, like I did that, like, especially my active scammers. Oh Lord, look at that full moon eclipse. Conclusions are within reach. Yeah, it's not gonna work. Okay, so let me pull my 2 cards. Please give me 2 cards for my pile for my hummingbird Spirit. I don't know. I feel like something you're waiting on might not work out. It depends. It depends on which side. Like if you're waiting for something to work out, it will. Like if you're on that lighter side, if you're waiting for something to work out and like you think you got over on something, it's not, you don't see it coming. Okay. Like I see a lot of karma on the table, and the only reason why I don't see the word karma and like, oh my gosh, karma. I'm not that person. But because I see some shadows personality traits here, I don't like that, because karma is neutral. It just matches what it is. It balances scales. So if you've been, so for example, this is the perfect example. My light side, right? My naive little hummingbird that's not really worried about being discerning. Karmic scales, the negative sense of that is you don't get to live in la la land and just be super naive and just easy prey. Like you have an awakening, you wake up to the fact that you were a sitting duck, and sometimes that can be a bit traumatic with the Tower and Judgment, but you become grounded, become more stable, more discerning, more intellectually minded as a result, right? It does harden you, but it doesn't have to for the worse, right? But that's really what it is. Like, so that may seem like a negative karma, but it's just an awakening, right? So that's why I use that. So I say that because those of you on the shadow side, you're like, oh, I got over, I did this, I did that, I'm a scammer, or I'm looking to get ahead, regardless of, you know, how I move, right? With the bring a gentle touch, regardless of how rough, abrasive, or negative to other people it could have impacted. Well, it's about it matches energy, right? So the karma that could possibly be more of that coming into your life, you being on the receiving end of it, or a loss of those things you thought you gotten over on, you know what I mean? Just because karma is neutral, and I keep trying to say that. Ooh, Lord, I got a little cough coming. My throat's dry because I haven't drank water since like pile 2. All right, so let me just keep going. Some of you, your blessing is kind of seeing karma play out for better and or worse. That's why I keep stressing that, okay? All right. Let me hurry up because I'm down to my last pile, and then I'm going to get the advice. A new start is coming. Hold on. Give me a second. All right. I'm trying to like... A new start is coming. New moon. And that's for all of you. A new start. And it's going to be good. You're going to be so good. Like career, finances, good. Mental health, good. Right? Discernment, good. Smart. You'll be so smart, so wise. That's why we have those owls here. Let me see. Let me see. Tell me more. One more, please. On my pile for my hummingbird. I don't know why I wanted all of that, but I just did. And I'll take the bottom in a second. It's time to release negativity. Full moon in Scorpio. So here's the thing, okay? Regardless of what side you're on, it's time to release the negativity. Some of you are the negativity. It's time to release that inner energy, right? On that shadow sense. Those of you on the lighter sense, it's time to release negativity. It's people probably on this shadow sense of the pile. You likely have people on that shadow side around you. Sorry, I'm like trying to create some space. And then you've got expect powerful change. That is that Tower Judgment energy, and that's why. So if you're wondering why does it hurt, why is it painful, why is it sad, you gotta let that go, right? That's why. The energy is gaining momentum. Waxing moon. There it is. All right, lots of purple. Crown chakra energy, spirit. Don't let pride get in your way, full moon in Leo. So like I said, if you it's not okay. I mean, it's okay to right a wrong, or to accept and acknowledge where you may have been naive, all of those things. Okay? For sure. Let me see. The blessings, more joy and pleasure. You have the money axis. Second, eighth house money, your money, other people's money, debts, inheritances, for better, for worse. Career, just fresh starts in general. Things changing for the better, even if at first it seems like for the worse, right? Why am I grabbing this deck? Okay, let me grab this deck. I'll get one card from this deck and then I'll close it out with your advice and what's coming in. All right, 2. All right. True love. Okay, some of you got true love coming in. This is the romance of a lifetime. Some of you got that coming in. So, what? They be moving cards, y'all. I'm not gonna lie, they do. There was a reading the other day. Somebody was like, oh, do you know the card moved, like slid over the table in that one? No, I don't always notice because I'm channeling. So I don't know when cards start sliding. So pay attention and let me know in the comments when you guys see that happen. And I don't notice. But it has, here we are. Love yourself first. We mentioned self-worth. And I did say, I think that Vulture Spirit card, that when I split the deck and it was already there for you, go back and watch pile 3 if you want to, because you may get more of your blessings there. But self-worth, it says your self-respect makes you more romantically attractive. So especially if we're talking about love and romance, you don't want to keep attracting like predatory partners, right? And this isn't about gender, right? Like when we talk about people using you for monetary gain and or just your energy, just in general, like just watch that, okay? But your self-respect makes you more romantically attractive. So you'll be attracting more better suitors romantically. You'll be able to go with the flow more, let go of control issues here. It says allow this situation to unfold naturally. Especially those of you with like a tendency of like a little bit of revenge, just let it ride. I promise. Allow it to unfold naturally. Because some of you may be a little jaded and maybe like, I'll show them. Please don't do that. It's not serious. It's not that serious. And then there's also those of you that are like, the getting over people. Like like the whole reason why you're doing that is like you like to control things. So you're trying to like manipulate situations and people. Stop that. Playfulness. To recapture romance, allow your inner youthful spirit of fun to shine. So after all of this, you'll be a lot lighter, happier, and fun. The reality is, okay? So let me see, because I didn't even want that, but here we are. Give me one for advice for my pile 4s. Advice for my pile 4s. Please give me one for my pile 4s advice. I don't want that one. I don't know why I hesitated, but I did, so we don't take that one. One for my pile 4, please. What is my pile 4's advice? All right. And then what is coming for my pile 4s, please? My pile 4s. It's coming from my pile 4s. I think it's actually hilarious. Okay, that's more advice. I'm going to leave that where it is and get another one. And that may be relevant to what I was going to say. And I might pick it up in a second because I was going to say I think it's hilarious because some of you selected this pile because it was the sweetest little angelic looking one. Yes, all my accent is coming out right now because how are you going to do that? Like, some of you picked it. Like, you know, that's why that shadow, that polarity came out. You picked it because you're like, oh yeah, let me pick the hummingbird spirit because that's me knowing that's not you. And I'm not like laughing at you. I just thought it was funny because I heard that. Like, it's like, okay, you were like, oh, I'm not picking the vulture. But like they ended up being connected. So it's like you want, some of you like to be perceived a certain way, but you're not that energy. And some of you may not even realize that you're that way, right? Because I got like a very self-serving, selfish, manipulative energy a little bit. And I'm not judging. These are descriptors. Like, this is not me like calling you names, I promise. These are descriptors. Because some of you do, you know, I've talked to some of you in personal readings and I'm like, okay, have you reflected? Have you self-reflected, right? So, you know, how do you think that came across on the other end of that, on the receiving end of that, right? So you pick this pile, but like, cause like, oh, I already know the vulture. It's like, it's crazy. But really, spirit already had it in mind. Like, oh, they think they're going to pick the hummingbird pile. I'll fix them. And even as I was getting ready for your pile, I split the deck and the vulture came out. You know how many cards? It's like a thick deck. This is like a 80-something card deck. You know what I mean? So how is it I split the deck and the vulture comes out, one of the 4 birds I picked, right? So let me see what this message has. Oh, see, look at that. Number 5, elusive priestess. I'm going to read that because me talking about you try to evade, right? Be elusive. That's that 12th house energy towards that message. Like you tried to swerve the message, right? But you can't avoid outcomes. Don't swerve messages or opportunities for growth, because the more you try to avoid yourself and like, you know, growing, the harder that's why you got Tower and Judgment. If you keep, you know, trying to avoid lessons like that, and that's for better for worse. That's my real naive too. You keep avoiding and pretending you don't see things. It'll be hard. It'll be a Tower Judgment. It'll be like the roughest thing you've ever experienced. So you can't do that. Okay. But elusive priestess, that's why I got that card when I was talking about that. Don't let pride get in your way. You see clearly now. So let me get this book. Here we go. It says the elusive priestess is the embodiment of the obvious not being so obvious. She is an entity that you know but may not have proof of, and the words that would allow you to make clear-cut decisions if only they were spoken out loud. Okay, so the words that would allow you to make a clear-cut decision if only they were spoken aloud. The situation that you are thinking of has much learning potential for you. I just said that. However, your focus has been placed on details that will not help you gain the forward movement you desire. What is your goal, and how can you work towards that goal within your own power? There are some immovable energies at work, and you will likely grow tired and irritable if you continue focusing your efforts in this current way. It is the time to be flexible and acknowledge that there are additional ways to accomplish your goal, even if they are not always what you consider to be the preferred way. The good news is that you have everything you need to move forward if you're willing to let go of how you have believed things should be. Now, and I haven't had water since pile 2, and like I'm getting dehydrated and hot. So just watch it and be cognizant of your health. Okay. All of you in the pile, something about y'all's health. Y'all got me tired. My chest starting to hurt. Like, oh my gosh, let me hurry up and get out of this energy. Like it does not feel good. So just please be mindful of your health. If you've been feeling overheated, like if you got a fever, if your chest is hurting, please go see somebody. And I'm not kidding, right? I'm not kidding. Please do. But this is going to be your advice. Some of you are trying to avoid your health. That's not going to make it go away. All right. Tell me more. What's coming in for my pile 4? It's real sneaky energy. Those of you that are sneaky, please stop. Okay. Like y'all are so sneaky that, Spirit is like saying, oh, you tried to sneak past your real message and pick somebody else's. So we got you. I don't know that I've gotten that in the reading before. And that's for better or for worse. That doesn't have to be those of you that are just on the shadow side. That could be some of you on the lighter side too. Like, oh, I'm not a goody two shoes or whatever. Let me pick the vulture. You know what I'm saying? Trying to be something you're not. Because those are opposing energies. Okay, so this is what's coming in. Okay, so advice is growth. Grow. What is that? Okay, something's going off outside, but that's a confirmation from Spirit. Growth. You have to grow as a person, right? That's your advice. You have to grow. Whether that means you have to be a little more savvy, a little more discerning, a little more street smart, right? A little more wise with that owl, or whether you need to soften up, be less crooked, all of the things, okay? Let me see what the book say. Oh, look, it's our butterfly. I mean, our dragonfly. Look at me. Growth says you are growing to trust yourself more. You are becoming more aware of your intuitive feelings and guidance. By allowing yourself the time and flexibility to acknowledge and honor these feelings, you are supporting yourself in having the most fulfilling life possible. Stopping to ask yourself how you feel about something as opposed to what you think about something can make all the difference. Sometimes what feels right may not be the next logical step, but inevitably it will be what it is it will be what is for your highest good. All right, I love that. So what's coming in for you? I'm not gonna lie, when I was talking, I saw lanyap, which is a gift. Loving that, loving that. Share your gifts. Ooh. So we talked about career and money. What's coming in, you're gonna grow. You need to grow whatever talent, skills you have, right? Development, right? Because I was about development. And like share those gifts. You're gonna like see very much so lots of blessings from whatever talent, skills you have. Okay, you will see that, I promise you, regardless of where you fall, regardless of the things. If you grow, develop yourself, your personality and your talents, you will go far in your career and your finances. Okay, share your gifts also talks about being more giving. So those of you where you've always been a taker, giving more will help you receive more, and you'll feel a lot better for it. Those of you where you've been giving, you'll give in balance. You'll give not from a place of scarcity or obligation. You'll give from a place of want, and you'll get that reciprocated. So let me see what is coming in for you with your blessings based on the book. Okay, what does the book say? Oh, look at, okay, because it's Jackson Square. All right, it says show the world what you're working with. Although Jackson Square is a historic landmark, today it is also New Orleans' forefront showcase for people looking to share their creative gifts and natural talents. Whether their specialty is fancy food, artistic masterpieces, or intuitive readings, everyone wants to see and be seen in Jackson Square. You've pulled this card because your creative side is calling for more freedom to be shown to the world. Creativity doesn't have to be limited to activities like painting or singing. You can write, make jewelry, or create anything that you feel moved to create. There is no need for a ready-made place to share your gifts. The more you choose to do, the more space the universe will make for you to share. Listen, you have a lot of talent, you have a lot of skill, okay? Sharing your gifts talks about the ease, right? Doing things naturally with ease. You don't have to move funny. You don't have to like overextend, because both sides of the polarizing energy, you're being somebody you're not. You're either overextending so people like you, or you're moving sneaky funny because you just expect people to get over on you, so you get over first, right? That's the two groups. That's the two dominant groups. So by you stepping into your authentic self, you'll attract more authentic and real people towards you, right? So those of you that are like sitting ducks, my poor little sweet little hummingbirds, you won't be attracting people like the shadow side of this pile. Those of you on the shadow side of this pile, by you flipping over, you won't attract more of yourself, but you also won't self-sabotage your connections with authentic people, because by you being kind of like on that phony, sneaky energy, you can't, right? When you attract people like that, you're likely to self-sabotage, so you won't be able to have organic relationships, healthy connections with other people, okay? And I can see that affecting your career and finances, for sure, okay? But definitely it does say the more you choose to do, the more the space the universe will create for you to share, all right? All right. I feel called to look at the bottom, musical healing. So some of you may actually like music. That's maybe why you picked the hummingbird. If you're a singer, do music or whatever, this is your confirmation of your skill and talent. This is the confirmation of your potential to go far. You just need some healing to do, whether you're a sitting duck or you're predatory. Just heal that energy. Confirmation, you're number 4, right, for your pile. Or you may need musical healing, okay? You may need sound bowls, binaural beats, all of the things. But that felt called. So those of you musically inclined, and that's why you picked this pile, you weren't just trying to swerve your message, you needed it anyway, okay? So that is all I have for you today, pile 4. Hopefully it resonated. If it did, please like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you can stay in the know on the content we post here on this channel. Thank you for watching.